But I think it is time that we ask the question, could Georgia beat the Green Bay Packers?
No, we can make the playoffs, but it would be, it'd be surprising.
Yeah.
If we made the playoffs over the Jets, Dolphins, or Bills at this point, it'd be a shocker.
Maybe the whole AFC Beast does it.
Do you think that the usage of Justin Fields is gimmicky or sustainable?
Oh, here we go. Here come the haters. I like this. These trolls. Why the fuck did the Rams play prevent defense at the end of that game? Here's my only question, PFT. Do we need to have a punishment if they get to the Super Bowl? On today's Pardon My Take, Week 9 of the NFL season, we're going to recap every game, fastest 2 minutes. We're going to have to talk a little World Series. Said, Max said.
Enough said.
Said. Maybe a quick touch on some college football because it was a crazy weekend. And who's back of the week and football guy of the week? It is brought to you by our friends at Game Time. Game Time is a ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows, and they guarantee the lowest price. If you haven't given Game Time a shot yet, don't know what you're waiting for. You guys are going to love this app. We've been using Game Time all year. We've been going to games left and right. Jets, Dolphins. We're going to college games. I think Big Ev went to the Big House last week. It's all with Game Time. Download the Game Time app. Go to the account tab to create a login and redeem code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download Game Time. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Game Time app. Again, go and redeem code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Game Time, last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by Game Time. Go download it right now. Use the code PMT. First-time users, $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Today is Monday, November 7th, week 9. All right, so we start. We've heard your complaints. We've heard the fans asking for this. So we start with Mr. INT, Aaron Rodgers, who threw 3 on Sunday while yelling at his teammates for running out of ayahuasca. Lions fans, if your boner lasts for over 2 hours after taking Zylstra, please consult your physician, as the tight end was elevated from the practice squad and made an immediate impact. In a touching tribute to everyone's favorite spherical video game creature, Kirby Joseph swallowed 2 Rodgers passes and spit out an L at the reeling Packers. RELAX. Relax, Packers fans. Your team can't blow a playoff game without even making the dance. The Lions, 15. The Packers, 9. Huh? Lions? Huh?
The Lions?
Lions are hot.
Down to Georgia, where Atlanta was feeding umbilical Cordarrelle Patterson, giving life to the Falcons' playoff chances. Khalil Mattress Mack said fuck you to London, ripping the ball away and keeping the Falcons to 17 and under, just the way Drake likes it. The game took a crazy turn as Pardon My Taquan Graham recovered a fumble, but in a touching tribute to my dear friend Henry Lockwood, he lost the ball. Game by fumbling it back.
Has Hank ever won the lottery ball machine, Boom?
He hasn't, Teach. Joshua Jeffrey Palmer told all the fans at home, I'm going to let you leave, but first watch Cameron Dicker win this game. Chargers, 20. Falcons, 17.
Up to Chicago, where Tyreek Hill Withers was singing Just the Two of Us with his quarterback as he put up another monster day. Bears fans were confused watching a Waddle run slants at Soldier Field on Sunday, only to realize Tom was probably asleep on his couch in the suburbs as his son Jalen lit up the secondary. Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to Justin Strawberry Fields. This quarterback is real, and there's nothing to get stressed about. Justin Strawberry Fields forever, as the quarterback ran for a regular season record 178 yards. The Dolphins win a shootout as Mike McDaniel Day-Lewis is a method acting as a really good football coach. Dolphins 38, Bears 35.
Over to Raljon, Maryland, where the battle between two gritty, scrappy, deceptively fast receivers took place, as Dax don't care about your Thielens after Milne scored what felt like the winning touchdown for the Commanders. Viking fans looked like they had the Washington Monument in their pants as Justin Jefferson Memorial scored early. William Henry Harrison Smith caught an interception like it was a nasty case of pneumonia as Zachary Taylor Heineke had a forgettable performance in Washington Sunday. Vikings 20, the Commanders 17.
In Cincinnati, where Joe Mixon-Water scored a touchdown to start the scoring. Then Joe Richard Milhouse Mixon scored a touchdown as he said, "I am not a crook." After that, the Bengals running back crossed the Joe Mixon line for a score. And then Joe Mixon and Match switched things up with a receiving touchdown. Finally, Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, and Joe Mixon finished it off with another score. Wait, Joe Mixon scored 5 touchdowns? Some spread. Bengals 42, Panthers 21.
Down to Duval, where Josh McDaniel Day-Lewis is character acting as a really shitty head coach. Because, stop me if you've heard this before, but the Raiders blew a 17-point lead. Derek Cardi B went up against winning ass Peterson. Josh, very cool Jacobs, stepped over a few defenders, but it was Travis Matthew Etienne who looked more comfortable in the backfield, scoring twice. The Jaguars scratch out the Raiders on way to a victory. Jags 27, Las Vegas 20.
You okay, Boom?
I'm not Deej.
Are you okay,
I'm
Boom?
coughing the ball up like Taquan.
Taquan. Pardon my Taquan. We head to Tampa Bay, where Bucs fans were forced to watch in agony as 2 girls, 1 cup played out in front of their eyes yet again when Matthew and Cooper linked up for a first half score. Speaking of poop, it looked like Todd Toilet Bowles' team was circling the drain all the way up until Scotty doesn't know how to catch the football seemingly ended the game. But as the old saying goes, never count out touchdown Tom, as the ageless wonder led his team down the field in the final seconds. Cade, oughtn't you be going to bed, Tom? It's past your bedtime. Help seal the victory and send the Bucs back into the win column. And people are starting to ask if Sean Gary McVanderchuk is actually kind of full of shit. Bucs 16, Rams 13.
And we finish in Glendale, Arizona, where fans were putting F's in the chat for Kyler Murray, who looked like he had an extra hour of mourning. Speaking of Call of Duty, Eat Pray Metcalf loved hanging out in the end zone and didn't need a poopmobile to take him away this time. Cliff Energy Bar Kingsbury doesn't look like he's celebrating No Nut November, as it looks like they're coming for his job. Kenneth Paltrow Walker continues to make some cold plays, and the Seattle Seahawks are a name that no one expected to see at the top of the rankings. Seahawks 31, Cardinals 21.
And that is Week 9, brought to you by our friends at Chevy. Chevy has the commanding, unstoppable Chevy Silverado. Learn more at Chevy.com. The best truck ever created, the Chevy Silverado. Again, learn more at Chevy.com. Tell them PMT sent you. They are the great sponsor of Fastest 2 Minutes. Week 9 in the books. Well, sort of. We still got a half of football to play. We're watching the second half of Titans-Chiefs. Titans, we'll recap the game once it goes final, but they just play angry. And it's crazy.
It's Tractorcito season.
And Mike Vrabel
that's what's up.
Yeah, he just has. They might not win this game, but it's just like every time you think that you could count out the Titans, Mike Vrabel gets him up for a big game.
Also, Chris Collinsworth made a very funny statement at the start of this game because Kadarius Toney got into the game for a little bit. And
first play, first catch, yeah.
And he said, I think that Kadarius Toney would go 1-1 overall if I were drafting players to be on a team of tag in the NFL.
I think that's got to be Tyreek.
Or Kyler.
But Tyreek
is pretty good.
Dude, Tyreek is such a fucking beast.
Alvin Kamara, because he'd probably punch you in the face if you touched him.
And then you're permanently as you're knocked out on the ground.
Yep.
Deshaun
Watson, he'd probably come on you.
Yeah, okay. You got what else you got?
No, that's the next one that I thought of.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a funny statement for Collinsworth to just like throw that out there. Tag is a all-time game.
It is.
Yeah. All right, so week 9 in the books. We will recap that game when it finishes. It was a fun week 9. Had some crazy ends to games. And I guess we got to start with the craziest game. Jets 20, Bills 17. The Jets get their statement win. We talked about it, going into this stretch they had, that if they can win 1 or even 2 of these 3 games against the Patriots, Bills, Patriots, they would have to be considered very much for real. I'm ready to consider them very much for real. Their defense is really, really fucking good. And they made, as Josh Allen said, which is accountability, he said after the game, it's tough to win when your quarterback plays like shit. Just as blunt as it could be.
It's a fact, and he did play like shit.
He played like shit.
Josh Allen played really, really bad today.
Well, that's credit to the Jets defense.
I've heard a few people say, well, yes, the Jets defense did play well. They only blitzed twice, which I think Billy talked about on Thursday. So remember when Billy brought up that great point?
Yeah, he brought up. I said it, and then you said it.
Yeah, and then I said it. So they only blitzed twice, and they got pressure on Josh. But Josh Allen also made a couple really bad throws on his own.
Yeah.
Without the defense getting in his face about it. He played badly. Other podcasts will talk about maybe the fact that Josh Allen might be injured, and that's why he played poorly.
I'm not.
We're not going to do it.
No,
but I have heard a lot of people say that.
Josh Allen has a couple stinkers every year, and I don't even know if this was a stinker. Josh Allen sucked. It was more the Jets defense is really fucking good on all 3 levels. Sauce Gardner is just an absolute monster. And the Jets, that wasn't a fluke win. The Jets just were better than the Bills.
They were.
And I know people will also say like, oh yeah, the Bills had a bunch of guys out on secondary. They did miss Matt Milano, but everyone has injuries, including the Jets. So I don't take anything away from the Jets. That was just a good win, a win that a lot of people didn't see coming. And now the Jets are, I don't really know what to, like, you kind of have to take them seriously.
I'm taking them very seriously. It was also a scoreboard revenge game because remember when the Bills released their design of what their next stadium's going to look like?
Yeah.
And they had the giant buffalo in front of them?
Yep.
The scoreboard said 24-3 Bills over Jets.
Oh, shit.
On that. So they gave them bulletin board material.
Yeah, by accident.
And then the Jets account.
Some nerd architect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was probably like somebody in the Bills front office saw the initial design, was like, hey, can we just like have it make the Jets look really bad?
Yeah.
Which actually is like, that's kind of a bitch-ass move by the Bills because they could have gone after any one of their other rivals or opponents. They very clearly went after the one that they thought at the time wouldn't be that good.
Well, I think maybe they're now starting to feel threatened where it's like we have to just show who's boss. The Jets are next up. Are the Jets next up?
Maybe they put that on there because it was actually showing respect to the Jets is what you're saying?
The Jets are next up.
So the Jets then tweeted out an image of a scoreboard after the game, like going back at you with your own design, rubbing that in, which is fair game. That's absolutely fair. So, Billy, I would love to give you credit for this win. Unfortunately, you disavowed your quarterback.
You did pick Sam Ellinger over Zach Wilson.
We'll get to you for the Colts recap.
Yeah,
in a little bit.
I didn't say that. If you go play the tape back, I said I just want a quarterback who doesn't throw interceptions, and guess what? We got one today.
Yeah.
You picked Sam Ellinger over Zach Wilson.
No.
That did
play
happen.
the
We
tape,
gave you the opportunity.
We will play the tape.
Okay, somebody will actually send us we can look at the tape
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah,
Because
And I even gave you
I want a quarterback.
You're
I said,
gaslighting us,
I said
Billy.
all I want. You can play the tape. I said all I want is a quarterback that doesn't throw interceptions, and Zach Wilson didn't throw interceptions, and he ran forward when scrambling, which was amazing to see.
That was big. Zach Wilson played well. He wasn't like electric, but he made some big plays on third down. The pass to Denzel Mims was like, that was the game pretty much. A big time spot, big time throw. And yeah, he didn't kill them, which is what he needs to do because that defense is that good.
He needs to be a game manager.
Yeah.
As a 23-year-old in the workforce, I think that Zach Wilson, he needs to manage the game more, Big Cat. He doesn't have to do it all on his own.
I'd agree.
He did play pretty well today.
Yeah, no, he did.
And Billy's right. When he scrambled, he went forward at least twice. I saw him running in a forward direction. That was nice to see. I don't know if the Bills' defense is really – they're built to be able to get after the quarterback because they're built assuming that they're going to get into shootouts with other teams. And so if they have to try to stop the run – I don't know if that's what they're going to be able to do. Like the Jets, they had a great game plan for him.
No, they missed Matt Milano, but yeah, Zach Wilson played a good game, and the Jets as a team played a great game. That would be my summation of the game. I think that's a pretty fair take. Like you still want more out of Zach Wilson, but in terms of not killing you and also making those big plays where it's like, hey, we need you to get the first down here, and we need you to make a big-time throw.
Yep.
He answered the call, and that was like a very big step in the right direction for Zach Wilson and him, as Dan Orlovsky said, growing the fudge up. Mm-hmm. So, Billy, what would you like to talk about in this game?
Zach Wilson's maturity. We touched upon it a lot before, but he didn't force it. He didn't try to make plays where they didn't need to be done. He let the punter punt the ball and let his defense get on the field. It was a grimy day in East Rutherford, a little bit of drizzle, like overcast, and he showed he can grind out games in those types of conditions. You know, he didn't throw for over 200 yards, but he didn't need to, and he won the game. That's all you need to ask from your rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that opening kickoff was very funny.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God. That was so funny.
the
And
slip
then
and fall.
Jets fans responding to it being like, how did it end up? It's like, well, I didn't know how it was going to end up, but if you can't laugh at the kicker slipping on the opening kickoff and just nailing
He hit it,
nailing
what,
the
like
guy
7 yards?
that's fucking funny.
What do you mean
that
by
was
rookie,
funny.
Billy?
I mean,
He is second year.
Second year.
It is second.
Young
his second
quarterback.
year. Yeah.
No, but with COVID amnesty,
yeah,
everyone's
COVID amnesty. We're
gets 2
forgetting
years
about
back.
this year, but it was a drizzly day in New Jersey, and you could tell from the second they kicked the ball that it was going to be one of those weird games. And I think that's where Josh Allen struggled, was that he couldn't get a grip on the ball, and he just got lost in the sauce.
Lost of the sauce. That's
Yeah.
good.
So-
Sauce Gardner, rookie of the year?
I hope.
Defensive rookie of the
I
year.
think-
Yeah.
Because they do offensive rookie of the year is going to be Kenneth Walker.
Well, I was thinking because the Seahawks have a defensive back that's pretty good too.
Yes,
They
yes.
could actually split offense and defense rookie of the year. Also,
Yes.
Damian Pierce is a monster.
It's actually pretty much if you want to decide who's going to win offensive and defensive rookie of the year, just see which team has like a primetime game latest in the season. Because that, you know
Gets
what I
the
mean?
buzz going?
Yeah, if Sauce Gardner has a game late in the season, primetime gets a pick, boom, stamp it. If Kenneth Walker has a game late in the season, gets like 2 touchdowns, boom, stamp it. That's how easy it is to decide these.
One thing as Americans we need to be prepared for is as flex scheduling rears its ugly head. There's a high likelihood we're going to see the New York Jets
Oh, yeah.
playing in some football games
yeah.
at some times that we usually don't see the New York Jets playing in football games at.
Listen, their defense is very fun to watch.
Those colors in primetime are going to be really strange for people, but they're good. And their
Bills.
and their defense is fun.
December 11th. They play at Buffalo. That could definitely be a Sunday
prime time.
night game. Wow. That would be something.
I think if we continue to see what we're seeing, we're going to see one coach from New York winning Coach of the Year.
Oh, you think Robert Salah?
Or,
Sean McDermott.
no, downstate, more in New Jersey.
So it's a different state. You're saying New
Exactly.
Jersey. We're going to get our first New Jersey.
First New Jersey Coach of the Year. So,
Got
who
it.
knows? Giants or Jets.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's.
If they go undefeated, though, it'd be hard not to give it to Nick Sirianni.
We're going to get to it later, but I think Pete Carroll should definitely be in the
Okay,
conversation. as
yeah,
well.
we might split our vote then.
Yeah, we might have to. We've already split it in half.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking. What is it? Is it nuclear? We're doing nuclear physics now.
Yeah, on the atom.
We just keep
we're
splitting
we're
them.
splitting the atom.
Yeah, we're just going to give everyone a vote of the year except for Josh McDaniels and Cliff Kingsbury.
I think that's fair.
That's totally fair. Every other coach is deserving in some way. Okay, any last thoughts? Oh, the one thing that Zach Wilson, Billy, you like this? Coachable. Afterwards the game, he said that they stressed in practice getting the ball out of his hands faster. He was last in the NFL the last 2 years in 3.07 seconds, and today he got the ball out of his hands in 2.31 seconds. Coachable.
He cut the scramble in looking downfield. That whole thing from the Patriots game, that whole sort of going backwards towards the sideline and trying to make a play, he just totally took that out of his play call.
It looked a lot better.
And he looked amazing. He
Looked
took
a lot better.
He took the 5-yard first down scramble when he needed to, and he basically did everything that I wanted him to do, and I'm very happy.
Yeah.
Give me a grade.
I give him a minus.
Okay.
Oh, that's okay.
A
That's
minus.
high. You weight it heavily on if they win.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's fine.
But I gave him an A minus because, not every play was great. Like that drive where he coughed it up, Von Miller took him down. Couldn't have, maybe be a little smarter in that situation and tuck up when you but he won.
I think
And
you
he
just
got
you got to grade him
won.
pass
QB
fail.
wins.
He's pass fail.
He's passed.
This week he passed.
And I would love to say
Just
Billy.
enough.
I would love to say Billy was right, but we're gonna have to get to your quarterback Sam Ellinger to decide whether you were right or wrong.
By the way, we can't judge first quarterback. We'll save when we get there.
Okay, all right, but
I don't even know who
again,
that
you
guy
did
is.
pick him over Zach Wilson.
And
I never.
And we will go
Play
examine the tape.
Yeah.
Play the tape. I
It's
never
very clear.
Said that.
It was last
Never
Monday's
said that.
show.
Never said that.
I said I
never
wanted
said
a
that.
quarterback that.
Can
threw
you
picks.
text memes to get it just so that way we can get it live on air and we can just listen to that all together
we
later?
should have it at the end of the show. At
Yeah,
the end of
yeah.
the show, we will do a live fact check.
Yeah, we'll
But
just
I
listen to it.
Don't think I ever specifically said.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
yeah.
So we'll
Yeah,
listen to
it's
it. If
fine.
we were wrong, we'll say we're wrong.
Okay.
Okay, next up, Vikings. Good win for the Jets. Jets are for real. They are right now, I think, in second place or is it tied for second place? No, because they beat the Dolphins. They're in second place in the AFC East.
Wow. The
Bills
AFC
0-2 in the division too.
Bills
That's-
0-2
that's-
in the
That's going to come
division.
into play.
That is going to come into play. And it's now like the Jets. There's a lot of football left to be played, and there's a very like muddy middle class of the AFC. Although with the way the Chiefs are playing right now, and the fact the Bills lost, maybe the entire AFC is just a bunch of pretty good teams, no great teams.
Is it mid?
I don't know. Maybe the whole league is.
I think football might be mid right now.
It's kind of crazy.
Scoring's way down. I looked this up earlier. If you were to guess, off the top of your head, how many touchdowns do you think are scored in an NFL game? What do you think? What's the
I
vibe?
would say 5.
4.5.
Yeah, somewhere between 4 and 5.
I was going to say 5 too. 5.5. I'll say 5.5.
Why?
2.31.
That's this year?
Yeah.
Oh man, the Chiefs just turned it over. The Titans are going to win this
Wait,
game.
that might be per team.
Yeah, I don't. That would be crazy because that would mean every game was like.
2.31 per team sounds about right.
Yeah, so it would be like 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It might be per team. Yeah.
that was a stat backfire.
There's a
That's
stat-
okay. It
all
happens.
time.
Happens to all of us.
Well,
yeah.
the way that it's written did not say per team.
Yeah.
But then I said it out loud,
and you're like, fuck.
and I was like, "That's way too low to be per
Yeah,
team."
yeah.
But anyways, it's
Scoring
down.
is very
But-
down.
But it's way down. It's down. It was like over 2.5, I think, last year.
Yeah, no, the unders have been hitting at a record pace. Wondering why I don't win anything, but yeah, it hasn't been fun. Travis Kelce just threw his helmet. He's very upset because he just gave the ball away. All right, next up, Vikings 20, Commanders 17. All right, so let's start with this. We decided over the weekend. We have talked a lot of shit about the Vikings. They're 7-1.
Frauds.
We refuse to admit that they're Super Bowl contenders.
I think they might be the worst 7-1 team of all time.
They are a good team. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to pretend they're not a good team. But we were like, hey, we got to do something because the Minnesota listeners of this podcast, they need some type of satisfaction where if we end up being dead ass wrong about this Vikings team, there has to be a punishment. And you threw out PFT that if the Vikings win the Super Bowl, at least me and you, I don't know who else is in, we're all going to get Kirk Cousins tattoos. So his face.
I'm gonna get Kirk Cousins' face tattooed on my ass.
Yeah.
If they win the Super Bowl,
I
this
will
year.
do that as well.
And I think most Vikings fans understand how we feel about Kirk. Like,
Yeah.
we know that the Vikings are a good team. We know they're fine. But like Kirk Cousins, it's going to be very difficult for us to ever fully buy in.
No.
On Kirk, and he's been playing pretty well. And then he taunts you by saying you like that right in your face.
He's got the
which is such a
chains.
soft insult.
Yeah.
It's like I feel bad fighting back against Kirk Cousins. Like if it's Dr. Seuss getting into a battle rap with you, you can't come over the top with profanity. You have to figure out a way to just like, I don't know, embrace.
He's a nice guy.
He's so nice, and he's infuriatingly nice. And then they dress him up with the chains on the plane.
Here's my only question, PFT. Do we need to have a punishment if they get to the Super Bowl?
If they get to the Super Bowl,
I would.
but they don't win. I would say that means that Kirk Cousins is not a fraud entirely.
If they get to the Super Bowl, maybe we get tattoos just saying we were wrong. I don't know, or maybe the score. I don't know.
Or shirts that you could wear if we interview him out in Arizona for the Super Bowl, assuming they're there.
What would they be? Just saying we were wrong?
Yeah.
Maybe just get an "I was wrong" tattoo.
Yeah, I was wrong.
I could get an "I was wrong" tattoo.
I'll do that as well.
And
All right,
you know
there
what?
you go.
I'll sweeten the pie. I'll convert to whatever denomination of Christianity Kirk Cousins is.
Okay, I'll be out on that, but I will do the "I was wrong" tattoo if they get to the Super Bowl, and if they win the Super Bowl, I will get a Kirk Cousins his face tattooed on me.
Yeah, I'm gonna get if
So
they
there you
win,
go, Vikings
his
fans. Now,
face tattooed on my
now you
ass.
can't be upset at us because now we have stakes in the game. Like
Mm-hmm.
we have our side, you have your side. This is the battle lines have been drawn. This is what it is, and if we end up being right, you guys, if the Vikings don't make it to the Super Bowl, I think any Vikings fan who's listening should get our faces tattooed on their body. But I'm not going to force them.
We're doing a handshake right now.
But it would be nice
over the
It'd
air.
be nice if they would reciprocate.
Well, the way I look at it, Big Cat, is sometimes when you're looking at being real wrong on a take, you got to double down on
Yeah.
it. And so that's kind of where I am right now, where the Vikings, all signs are pointing to them being kind of real. And I cannot admit that I was wrong about this.
But even
so
this,
I'm going to double down on
even
it.
the way this game played out, like the Commanders had it, and then Taylor Heineke just did too much Taylor Heineke stuff where we've heard it before. I think Ron Rivera said afterward that it's like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And then Terry McLaurin last week said that he plays every game like it's his last game. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
It's a great thing.
Yeah, well, it is, but it also is like, hey, I don't have to worry about any of this.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about the repercussions of the passes I'm going to make.
So I figured out why I love Taylor so much, and obviously, like the way that he plays, it's great. It's a lot of fun watching him, but like he's not going to be the quarterback of the future. I think that we'll probably look for somebody else to be a starter besides Taylor. Now he is.
What about the picture? They're selling 2023 Commanders season tickets with his picture.
Yeah,
on it.
because he puts asses in seats.
Right,
Because,
he's the future.
Because he's fun to watch.
He's
and
the future.
I think he's a great quarterback to root for in the Dan Snyder era because ultimately, like I can't put all of myself into this team because in the background I know for a fact that Dan's going to fuck it up somehow.
Imagine if he won
With
a Super
Taylor,
Bowl before he sold it too. That would be terrible.
That'd be awful.
You would take it though.
I would
it
renounce it.
would kinda suck.
I would renounce it. I'm here to say I will renounce the Super Bowl and not accept it if it's won under the Dan Snyder regime, which it won't be.
That's a lie.
What if he put together just an incredible winner, long-term winner right before he left, and he's like, "You sure I want to
He
leave?"
figured it out.
Yeah.
I mean, he has changed the culture in DC to the gold standard. I don't know if
Yes.
you read that press release.
Yes.
But with Taylor Heineke, he's a fun quarterback that you can root for, while also in the back of your head understanding that, like, this isn't going anywhere. Like a relationship that you're in, the sex is awesome, but you know that you're not putting a ring on it. So you're like, I'm gonna enjoy this. Is a summer
It's a
fling.
roller coaster.
This is summer love, baby. So I'm liking Taylor Heineke. He's fun to root for, fun to watch. He did too much Taylor Heineke today. That interception was pretty bad to Harrison Smith.
But credit to him, the touchdown pass where he had the ref just completely obliterate the Vikings defender. That's next level Taylor Heineke.
It was
it
great.
was such a hilarious Taylor Heineke play because he went back to throw it deep and it was just like everything exploded.
It was-
and guys just flying everywhere, ref flying everywhere, touchdown.
It was like quadruple coverage if you include the ref, which I am. And then he caught it and rolled into the end zone. Curtis Samuel did. That was a lot of fun to watch. Our defense is good again. Our defense is like legitimately good. So this is kind of what's been happening with Jack Del Rio defenses over the last like 3 years. Later on in the season, they just get fucking awesome out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful that the defense is going to continue to improve, but they played good enough to win today. Kirk Cousins had a couple doy plays.
Yeah.
But he had a couple really nice throws. I'll give him some credit on that one. And then at the end, I don't know what our special teams coach is teaching these guys, but you can't hit the center after they snap it. So we were robbed of Taylor Heineke doing something either really, really stupid or really, really clever at the end of the game, trying to put together a 1.5-minute drive because of the personal foul that led to the second field goal attempt, which only left Taylor like 13 seconds. And we know that that's too much time on the clock for any quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
But it was... I should have known better than to bet against Kirk Cousins on daylight savings time. Gets an extra hour of church.
Yeah.
He was ready to go.
Oh,
going
they
into this
covered.
game.
Commanders covered. 3.5.
They did, but I bet
Yeah, minus 10.5.
I bet
That
Commanders
was-
minus 10.5.
That was a wild one.
I got a little over my skis on
Yeah,
that
you
one.
did. But the Vikings, their first play like script is just the best. I went back and I looked. They're 5 out of their first 8 games. They've scored a touchdown on their first drive. Every game is the same with them. They come out and they look incredible. And then their script, I don't know why they don't just run it back in reverse. Then Kirk Cousins, if there's a little bit of pressure or guys are covered downfield, he just does the check down thing for a few quarters, and they find a way to win. And they are a good team. They have a 4.5 game lead right now in the NFC North. They could clinch this by, I don't know, like second week of December. They have The one thing we will find out very quickly if we're going to get tattoos in the next 2 weeks, because they play at the Bills and then at home against the Cowboys, and it will be like an angry Bills team that's coming off a loss versus the what we think is fraud Vikings will be a good litmus test for how things are going to go.
Yeah, there was
Guess the
one.
line.
Oh, Bills Vikings. It's in
Buffalo.
Is it? In Buffalo.
6?
I don't know if Josh Allen's
Whose
hurt.
line is it
That's
anyway?
the thing. I'm gonna say
I know what it is.
6.5.
What is it?
8.5.
8.5.
that's a lot of
wow.
That's a
I'm
lot
gonna
of
have
points.
to fucking bet on the Vikings. Shit.
This is what we've been going through all year, though, is we've kind of like flirted with believing in Kirk Cousins, but we have to say no. We have to say no, Kirk.
No, stop it.
Stop it. That's a bad host.
They're a good team.
The chains were, unbelievable post game.
I-
On the plane with the
Stop.
chains,
It's almost-
chains
haunting me.
off.
It's almost like they're making fun of their dorky friend. It's like putting Halloween costume on your dog when they put those necklaces on him. They're like, oh, look at him, isn't he cute and goofy?
You know what, though?
He looks like a thug.
I'm going to say
Kirk Cousins is setting a bad example for our children, listening to rap music, putting these chains on. I think he's a disgusting quarterback.
I have something that I thought that made me very scared when I saw that video. I think his teammates like him, which is bad because I always just went off the assumption that his teammates didn't like him, but now I think they actually like him, and so that's a piece to this puzzle that I have not handicapped.
I think if you're 7-1, it doesn't matter who your quarterback is.
Right, I know,
true.
but I'm just like, they genuinely feels like they like him, so that actually makes me scared. Again, this is a moment of weakness, and Vikings fans are just going to trounce on it, and I get it. Like, we have been a thorn in their side, and I still feel confident, but that was the first time I said to myself, they kind of want to be around Kirk Cousins.
I think they do like him, and also, what the hell, Kirk? Like, nobody knew that you were that jacked up.
Yeah,
he's
dude,
got like an
he is
8-pack,
so ripped.
and he's got guns. He's got
so
biceps.
ripped. Yeah.
Kirk, that's like when you see Adam Sandler take his shirt off.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, this guy, I thought you were frumpy. I thought you were funny and frumpy. Kirk Cousins now is like low-key, high-key jacked up.
Yeah, no, he's ripped. He's ripped. He should have his shirt off more often.
I think that's the thing is like I'm very open about my hatred for Kirk Cousins and where it comes from and where it's been and where it's going to go in the future. But I wish he wasn't that good looking with his shirt off.
Yeah.
He's just running the score up on me.
It's the eyeball test. If you watch a Vikings game and you see when he just gets into check down mode, you're like, this guy is never going to make a play that isn't just right there for him.
Yeah.
Like, he's never going to just scramble around and make a play or throw the ball into a really tight window. Vikings fan, you have a very good football team. You're 7-1. You're 4.5 games up in the NFC North. That's all I'm going to say.
No, you are good. You're good. You are good, but
You're a
I'm
good
still
team.
I hope you understand. I hope the real ones out there understand.
I think a lot of
that-
them do.
That I'm just there's no way that I'm doubling back on this.
Yeah,
take.
I'm
I'm driving 100 miles an hour at this light that I see off in the distance, and you know what? It might be a tunnel or it might be a freight train coming my way, as Dan Campbell told me.
Yeah, I'm a little bit softer on it just because the Vikings in their division and they're better than the Bears. So, the whole like, if you have a bad team, you can't. People are like, oh well, you can't talk about this other team because you have a bad team. It's such a stupid thing. In division, it kind of makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Because like that's your rival. You play it twice a year, so it makes a little bit more sense when I bash the Vikings and people like Bears. I'm like, fuck, because we do play each other and we are fighting for the same spot.
Yeah. One last thing here. Think it over timeouts absolutely kill me.
Yeah.
I hate the think it over timeout.
They're so dumb.
Ron Rivera called a think it over timeout, and at the time I was like, this is the stupidest thing ever. Why are you calling a timeout to think about whether or not you should go for it on 4th down? Or if you call a timeout to think about whether or not you want to challenge a play.
Yeah.
That is the stupidest thing ever. If you are still at the point where you're needing an extra like minute and a half to think anything over as a head coach in the NFL, that's something that you can straighten out with like a weekend of playing Madden.
Well, so while I agree 100%, I would use them all the time because I absolutely would panic in the moment and just be like, "Fuck, timeout. Let me get a second. Let me get a second with my guys." I would use them. I would actually only use think it over timeouts. I'd use 6 of them a game, never in the correct like clock stoppage time. It would just be like, "Hey, this game's going a little too fast for me. Can I just get a second? I need to catch my breath." I'd probably just go over and take like a sip of water and be like, okay, I'm back. I'm mentally back. What
That's-
are we doing?
That's why you have the chart that somebody prints out and hands
Yeah.
to you. That way you can be like, the chart told me to go. Blame everything on the chart. The chart said that was a strong go for us. So we stick with what the chart tells us.
Yeah, I would use a lot of those. Okay, before we get to the next game, Coors Light. Our weeks are filled with deadlines, responsibilities, and just stress in general, but it's college football season. We got 3 regular season weeks left, which is sad to say. So this season, make time to chill out and catch the game at your favorite bar. And while you're at it, order an ice-cold Coors Light, the beer that's made to chill. Protect your chill this season with Coors Light. Coors Light is the beer of college football, whether your team is a powerhouse to keep or an underdog with a point to prove. One thing's for sure, it's going to be a hell of a season. Stay refreshed through all the action with Coors Light, because no matter how your team fares after the clock runs out, a Coors Light in your hand means you're winning every time. Protect your chill this season with Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Thank you to Coors Light, our favorite beer in the entire world. CoorsLight.com/take. Okay, next up, Lions 15, Packers 9. The Packers are really bad and really broken. The Chiefs just missed a field goal. The Titans are going to win this game. Chiefs suck. Chiefs suck. Titans just have their number. Every regular season they have their number. Lions 15, Packers 9. The Packers are bad. Aaron Rodgers is broken. Everyone gets injured on their team. This is fun.
Dan Campbell just wants to go home and drink a beer.
Yep.
After that victory, that's what his leading comment was in the post-game presser.
Yep.
I hear you, buddy. I hear you. Like for Dan Campbell to beat the Packers, which ironically I think Dan Campbell has a winning record against the Packers. I think he's kind of been pretty good against them. I think he might be 3 and
what
he might have
as a Lions head coach
2-1.
I don't know about that because how he was the Lions coach last year.
Did they go 1-1 last year? I think they might have.
Packers won a lot of games last
When
year.
he was with Miami?
No, I think Dan Campbell's got a.
I don't.
Yeah, they split last.
Oh, they
season.
split. So he's 1-2, or no, 2-1,
he's
2-1, 2-1.
Yeah, so he does have a winning
Yeah,
record against them.
I forgot they beat him last year.
Yeah, so this is a good thing for the Lions because for a while they were obsessed with being like the best losers. That was Dan Campbell's kind of mantra, which is like we're going to be the toughest out.
Oh, they beat him they beat him when they sat everyone.
Yeah.
Week 18.
We're gonna be a tough out. Like we're not gonna roll over for anybody. That's kind of been their mantra. And now they're able to go out there and get a win against. I still think beating the Packers, even though they're not good right now, I still think they have that allure of if you beat them, you can tell yourself that you're a good team.
Dude, all I want to do is I want the Bears to lose every game except beat the Packers this year.
Yeah,
and it's probably going to go they're probably won't, but that's all I've been thinking about because the Packers suck and they suck and they're broken and it's fun.
But you know what I'm saying? They still are like recently.
It's Aaron Rodgers.
They're still recently that good enough where if you beat them, you can be like, yo, we're pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's Aaron Rodgers, and he will always be scary, especially to other teams in the NFC North. But they 3 interceptions, 2 goal line interceptions, one where he threw the ball off of a defender's helmet, then went and just bitched out his team, and the other, which was like, this is how desperate the Packers have gotten. They drew up a play for him to throw a touchdown pass to David Bakhtiari on 4th and 1 on the goal line, and threw an interception there to Aiden Hutchinson. They are bad, really bad.
A 20-yard pass that was 10 yards short that David Bakhtiari intercepted.
Yeah,
and I think like a lot of people our own account, part of my take memes, put out a graphic showing what Aaron Rodgers has done since he's taken ayahuasca.
Yep,
and how he's fallen off, including appearing on this very podcast.
Might have jinxed him.
I think there are certain jobs that you should not want to have a lot of perspective if you're performing them.
Yeah.
So like he says how like he's gained a lot of perspective, how this year it's like it's great to see the people that I get to go to work with. I appreciate every day. I appreciate my job. If you're an NFL quarterback, or just like an NFL anything, you should probably not have any perspective.
Yes.
It's probably a benefit for you to be like a perspectiveless psycho.
Yeah.
Where all you care about is just winning, and that's it.
Tom Brady has 0 perspective.
Tom Brady left his supermodel wife that makes 5 times as much money as him because he wants to come back and play for the Tampa Bay Bucs this season.
To have Scotty Miller drop touchdown passes.
Perspective can be a major hindrance sometimes in life, and I think Aaron Rodgers might have too much of it.
Yeah, so it's been 329 days since Aaron Rodgers has last had a 300-yard game.
That's a lot of days.
A lot of days. And I I mean, they don't have any weapons. They do have everyone just getting hurt. It feels like every game they have someone getting hurt. But it was crazy to watch this game because the defense finally played up to what they've been expecting all year, and their offense just has been in like first gear for the entire season. Two red zone interceptions is the last time that has been done is Brett Favre in 2006, which was like late Brett Favre. I know he had one last resurgence, but that was late Brett Favre when things were getting kind of bad. Maybe that's what's happening here. Maybe he's old.
He might be old.
His thumb hurts.
Yeah, well, it's COVID thumb.
COVID thumb.
We don't like to do the hot take game on this podcast.
They're dead.
We're a very rational group of human beings here. I know that we study the stats, we watch the tape. But I think it is time that we ask the question, could Georgia beat the Green Bay Packers?
Same G.
That's true.
Georgia stole it from. They actually asked for permission.
That would
from
be
the Packers.
That would be a hell of a
Same
matchup
G.
for colorblind people.
Yeah, colorblind people would be very confused. Same G.
I think that they could hold the Packers to under 30 points.
Yeah, no, Aaron Rodgers wouldn't throw for 300 yards against them.
I don't think so.
No, and it's just bad. This is so much fun. I'm enjoying it too much. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry.
If the game's played in January, I think they have a pretty good chance.
Who?
Just in general, if it's Aaron Rodgers in January.
Yeah. You were saying Georgia.
Yeah.
Yes. What were you going to say, Billy?
Lil Wayne had to comment on the
Oh,
loss.
yeah. He renounced himself, right?
He said, RIP to the season. We should have gotten rid of 12 before the season.
Whoa.
Man, that's tough.
Lil Wayne out on Rodgers.
Whoa.
I feel like that sounds personal to me.
Is it
I feel
crazy?
like that's him just saying that the team sucks, and out of respect for Aaron, they should have got rid of him.
Oh, you're spinning it that way? You're just not trying to – you just love Lil Wayne.
Yeah, I think Lil Wayne loves Rodgers.
Does he?
Yeah.
He also
This is
loves
definitely shade.
He likes drinking drugs too. They have that in common.
Hold on. I have a question, and this might be crazy, but why, if Aaron Rodgers is hurt, and he is kind of hurt, right? Doesn't he have a thumb? Didn't you say he had a COVID thumb?
He said,
Two.
No, he
has
actually
two thumbs.
he's got two thumbs, one of which is not that great right now.
Okay.
He did say that he has a thumb injury that's getting worse.
Shouldn't they just play with Jordan Love? If the season's lost, that actually would be the smart thing to do, would it not? Like, and the Packers do usually do the smart thing. That's what drives me insane. And they have like a philosophy and they stick to it. Wouldn't that be the smart thing to do, to start Jordan Love and just be like, hey, maybe we'll try next year with Aaron Rodgers, but let's see what this kid is.
I think it'd probably make your wide receivers feel like at least a little bit better as human beings.
Yeah.
Because right now, every wide receiver that's on that team has had to deal with a month and a half of people in the media and inside your own locker room saying, we stink. We need to go out and find somebody that can come in and elevate this receiving core.
Mm-hmm.
Why doesn't Aaron Rodgers have anybody to throw to? And if you're in that room, you're probably like, what am I? Am I chopped liver? Like, am I really that bad? If you get Jordan Love in, people don't have that conversation about like how come no one's giving Jordan Love any weapons.
Right.
They might gel a little bit better.
I don't understand how the cap works in the NFL. Dead cap. I
Yeah.
think that's just money that you can never get rid of, right? Even if you cut them, that's just dead cap.
Yeah. It's dead.
Is this number correct? I'm reading this number right now. Man, this really sucks for Packers fans. Next year, Aaron Rodgers' dead cap number is $99 million.
There's no way.
Yeah. $99 million?
That's a lot of $1 million.
That's a lot of $1 million. That's too bad.
That's almost $100 million.
That's a shame. That is a shame. They're done.
Are they in cap?
They're done, right? They're done.
Are they already in cap hell?
Do I have to worry about this? They're done. You guys need to reassure me they're done.
No, the Packers stink.
Okay, good.
They're
done.
They actually stink.
Because I've done this many, many times. I've
They could
done
get better.
my
They could
victory
get better
dance
next
where I've been
year.
like, they're dead, they're dead, they're dead. To have them just rise from the ashes and just make me look like a fool.
They just got beat by the Lions.
Yeah, they look like the Mike McCarthy Packers that last year. And they play the Cowboys next week. I'm sure that will go well. They better be done.
If Lil Wayne says it, it's got to be true.
Okay. They better be done. They better be done. And Lions, credit to Lions. Gutsy win.
Jared owns the Packers.
Yeah, he does. Trade TJ Hawkinson. They have two guys. He does two and one.
Yeah, no, it's just the way that you say
Hawkinson.
Hawkinson.
What is? How do you say?
Well,
it?
you're
TJ
saying it
Hawkinson?
like it's a club in Vegas.
Yeah, that's Hawkinson.
It's
Hawkinson.
Hawkinson.
Hawkinson is the club. Hawkinson.
Hakkasan.
Hawkinson.
All right, so they trade TJ Hawkinson, and They bring up a guy from practice squad.
They bring up two Zylstras. They had two brothers named Zylstra, and they both got elevated to play in a game today, and one of them caught a touchdown pass. That's
cool.
kind of wild.
Pretty cool.
Also, Amon-Ra St. Brown, he passed Calvin Johnson today for the most receptions through 2 seasons of any Lions receiver of all time, and that includes Calvin Johnson.
That's crazy.
So he's had a pretty good rookie and a half year.
Yeah, and the Lions are. This actually was big for Dan Campbell. I think the beer comment makes sense because he needed to win one of these type of games to get the pressure off him. Because like if the Lions win 4, 5 games, I think he's good.
Yeah.
That feels like the right amount.
5 games is improvement. And like I was saying, you can still spin this into being a big win if you're a bad team.
Yeah.
If you're like the Lions and you beat the Packers.
No, beating the Packers is always fun.
You still beat the Packers.
Right.
So, yeah, you can.
I don't ever do it.
Dan Campbell should be very happy for himself. I think Jared played really well today. I didn't watch that much of the game, but they beat the Packers.
Oh, I watched it. It was fun.
So Jared beat the Packers.
Was fucking moaning and bitching and screaming and yelling. And I just want to remind everyone a quote before we go to the next game. Aaron Rodgers did say guys who are making too many mistakes shouldn't be playing. So Jordan Love should be playing then.
Are you saying that 3 interceptions?
3 interceptions.
Those are mistakes.
Red zone interceptions. 2 of them were basically goal line interceptions.
So the second interception that he had, I'm like, Aaron Rodgers is throwing this game.
Yeah.
He looked like it. He looked like he was throwing this game.
Guys who are making too many mistakes shouldn't be playing. That's his quote, not mine. That's his quote. Just saying. Okay, next up. Dolphins 35, Bears 32. Shootout. Jake and I. Jake, I don't know if you want to start with your Dolphins. They're good. Tua's good.
Yeah, I mean, this offense keeps not surprising us, but keeps showing out every single week. It's crazy. Undefeated with Tua. Like I mentioned, I called them going like potentially 11-0 because I was looking at the softer schedule, and then he got hurt. Like if he didn't get hurt, you're looking at 8-1 right now, maybe, or 7-2, and they're 6-3 right now, and at full strength, it's the most important position in sports.
Facts.
All
facts.
Undefeated.
He's undefeated.
So,
when he starts and finishes a game, they have not lost.
Yeah.
And he also,
it's exciting.
We don't do nerd stats, but I was told that Tua in the stat expected points added, which sounds like a pretty good stat. He is number 1 in QBs this year. 2 is Mahomes, 3 is Hurts. So that proves it. 2-0.
Then you have the Browns.
I like it when
the Texans at home with a bye week. Like you're ideally looking at 8-3.
Whoa.
Wow.
Entering December.
I like how anytime there's a good stat out there that I learn about, like, what is that, EPA, expected
points added.
So as soon as I learn that stat, they're going to drop EPA plus on me.
Right.
And then I'm not going to know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, and that's one of those ones I don't want to know what goes into it. I'll just trust it.
Yeah, EPA sounds good.
It sounds very good, and Tua's number 1. As for the Bears, another pretty much perfect game in terms of Justin Fields was incredible. He broke the regular season record for rushing yards by a quarterback, 178. That run he made, the 62-yard touchdown run where he had like 3 Dolphins around him and he pump faked and then just fucking hit the burners. I'm still in just like he's the guy. He is the guy. He's making throws.
That was a part of my take guy off.
It was. And
Yeah.
what do you think about Justin Fields?
He was awesome.
He was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel. Like it's upside down world. I'm conditioned to always be dreading the offense and wanting the defense to be on the field because the Bears always have a defense and no offense. I am now in a point where it's like because they're not going to try to win this year and they're not trying to win. They just traded their 2 best defensive players. When they're on defense, I'm just like, can we just get this over with? Like, let them score a touchdown. I want to see Justin Fields again.
Yeah, the only thing I'd be concerned about for Justin Fields' future, and he looked awesome today. When he runs with the ball, he does look electric. And he actually doesn't look like any other quarterback in the NFL because he's got great speed, but he's a big dude.
He's thick.
He's a really big guy, and
he's
so
built.
It's tough to tackle him just like straight up, even if you do get a hand on him. The only thing I'd be concerned about is why it took the Bears so long to do this type of offense with him.
Well,
like
the first answer is Matt Nagy.
Yeah, okay, I get that.
And then it
because
took like a month
he
and
was
a half.
probably resentful of the fact that they drafted him in the first place.
Correct.
And so he didn't want to implement that offense with him, which is really weird. And then with Eberflus,
Yeah.
why did
Luke Getsy's the new offensive coordinator. He came from the Packers. There was a while there where I was like, he's a secret agent, but that's not no longer the case. I think he just did a bad job to start the season, and he didn't like.
But anyone that's watched Justin Fields going back to his time in college knows like you have to let him move around a little bit.
But we see it all the time in the pros where guys, coaches, coaching staffs try to fit their quarterbacks to their system instead of the other way around. And they finally were like, fuck it, let's use his strengths. He's ran 16 out of 20 third down conversions. When he's run on a third down to try to get the first down, he's converted 16 out of 20. I think he had 11 first downs today with his feet, which broke the record. And he's making throws too, because when you can run, the throws become easier because everyone's scared you're going to run.
Yeah.
So it's all like, I don't know how to feel. He is everything I've ever wanted.
So the way that he's played right now, it's weird. I said this to you during the game. It's weird seeing a quarterback that is that exciting playing in a Bears uniform.
Yes.
It almost doesn't make sense.
None of it makes sense.
Because he's electric. He's running with the ball. He's having fun. The offense, he did smile today a lot, which is nice to see. Because like before, I was like, this is torture for this guy playing in an offense that doesn't suit his skill set whatsoever. But watching him have fun and run through and around defenders, my brain was breaking. I was like, there's no way that this is a Bears quarterback. And I'd like the people that like to torture you, Big Cat, with the stats.
Oh, yeah.
There are a lot of quarterback stats people that like to be like, let's compare this against the last 10 quarterbacks from the Bears or whatever. Keep that same energy when the Bears quarterback just did something that Michael Vick never did.
I'm also at the point now, because I'm obviously watching every Bears game, when people come at me with like, oh, he only threw like 40 yards in a loss, I'm just like, you didn't watch the game. Yeah, like you're not watching the game, so it doesn't matter to me. Like you can say all the stats you want if you haven't watched the game and you haven't watched what Justin Fields has done in the last month plus, then your opinion's irrelevant, because what I'm watching, I'm literally like I am on cloud nine. I'm on cloud nine. I'm excited for Bears games. I woke up this morning excited to watch Justin Fields. The defense is trash.
But who
terrible.
cares?
Terrible.
Wait,
Terrible. It was a joke watching them try to like tackle these guys and keep up with Waddle and Tyreek Hill, but I don't care.
It's even better that they're bad, because that means that you get more time watching Justin Fields get onto the field next to play offense.
The block punt decided the game. Like Justin Fields is so good today, they almost beat the Dolphins. The block punt was the deciding factor. He made a throw in that last drive to Equimanius St. Brown. I probably butchered his name too. In his hands, dropped it. It's like he's doing everything I want. Yeah. And we're losing games, which is good, because draft picks, and the thing that people always forget about like losing games, easier schedule next year.
And this is a productive loss.
Yeah.
You lost to the Dolphins, and you could definitely tell yourself we played good enough to beat the Dolphins today.
Yeah, we definitely
And
did.
most times when your name is mentioned in a sentence with Mike Vick, you're doing something really, really good. Mm-hmm. And the fact that I was actually shocked that Vick had never had that many rushing yards.
The Vikings game he had where he had the walk-off touchdown was like 160, I want to say. And then I think Kaepernick beat it in a game against the Packers in the
playoffs.
Postseason. Yeah.
That game was awesome.
That game was also orgasmic. Yep. Billy, what were you going to say?
Also, Tyreek Hill already having 1,000 yards a week.
Insane.
Is crazy.
He is so good. His flip, too. I know it's stupid to be like impressed by a flip, but just his movement is just so effortless, and he's such a freak. He's a freak. He's an absolute freak.
It's like when you saw Bo Jackson climb up the outfield wall like it was nothing.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. Tyreek Hill catches a touchdown pass, and he does a backflip, and his feet get 17 feet up in the air on it.
It's crazy.
It's insane. I think Tyreek Hill could probably, if he spent like 2 years training for the decathlon, probably take home a gold medal.
Yeah.
He's probably the best athlete in the world.
He really is insane. What were you going to say, Billy?
Do you think that the usage of Justin Fields is gimmicky or sustainable?
Oh, here we go. Here come the
just
haters.
wondering.
I
I'm
like
just
this.
wondering.
These are trolls.
Did
I'm just
Prisco
saying.
just text that to you?
The trolls.
No, I'm
That's
just
a
saying,
big time Prisco.
the way he runs is not like Lamar Jackson. It's not as elusive, and at the end of the day,
I mean, he was pretty fucking elusive today. Did you watch the game?
I saw. I prepped for this. I saw highlights.
Okay, so
the
you
way
didn't
he
watch the
runs
game.
isn't as elusive as Lamar Jackson. He takes more impacts. He's a larger body.
He didn't take that many hits today.
He's going to take more.
Okay,
impacts.
again, you didn't watch the game.
No,
so.
I'm just asking. And plus, the way they're using him, do you think that it's going to be something that's going to be game planned for? and something we see.
Well, yeah, and then you have to game plan against it, and you have to game plan off it. So I'm happy you brought it up because you are one of the trolls I'm talking about who isn't watching the games. Because he went out of bounds a lot. He slides well. He also was very elusive when he was just running past people. And they don't have anyone he doesn't have great talent around him. Chase Claypool is nice. Darnell Mooney I think is good. I was probably too mean on him when I was saying that he wouldn't be, he'd be the 3 on a lot of other teams. He's actually, playing well. They have good running backs. They still need a full overhaul pretty much of the offensive line. So, yeah, they're gonna evolve. They don't have talent.
I'm just asking the question.
You're right. Billy is A1 for the
question.
No, you have to ask.
You're asking the question. Do you have an opinion on him?
Don't
or no?
silence Billy.
I'm not silencing him.
He's electric.
I'm not silencing him, but do you have an opinion?
He's a brick house, and he's making plays, and he's making offense. And it's hard to create offense in the NFL.
I have no idea why. I don't even hate Zach Wilson. You've made this a Zach Wilson, Justin Fields thing. I'm rooting.
No, I'm not. This isn't personal. I'm just raising that because
that's a question that you were thinking about.
Listen, I do think
you were thinking about.
It is valid to say that anytime you have a running quarterback, then it raises the likelihood of injury. But I don't think that there's anything inherent about Justin Fields' game in particular that makes it any more dangerous than, say, Josh Allen running with the football.
Right.
But we were saying Josh Allen at the beginning of the season. He's running too hard.
I would still absolutely take Josh Allen 100 times out of 10. Yes, it is something that you have to think about. But if it's a big dude running at people, chances are more often than not they'll be the one.
He's a big dude.
Well, look at what happened.
You know what also could get him really hurt is having guys not get open and standing in the pocket and getting smoked.
True.
Right.
Or Kyle Shanahan would say
you could get hurt just as easily doing that.
You could just wake up and die.
Right. But I mean
Terry Bradshaw.
He's moving after the way he moves, I'm not worried. I know this will be something I'll have to deal with for the rest of my life. He'll win 5 Super Bowls, and I'll be the happiest person in the world. And the Billies of the world will be like, "Well, it's not sustainable."
Look, I wasn't.
But that's
hating.
fine. I
wasn't hating.
That's
we've
fine.
seen Cam Newton had amazing stretches.
He won an MVP. He went to a Super Bowl.
Amazing stretches, but down the stretch we saw it wasn't sustainable.
You're right.
After
I'm just saying. After
you are right that Justin Fields eventually, it will probably catch up with him. At some point in his 30s, that he won't be able to do.
He threw touchdown passes today.
3.
It was
3 of them,
Billy.
Great.
It was
3
great.
of them.
It was great to see. It was electric. But do you think that they're going to probably move away from that when they start to get more of a structure around him?
Yes, I think they're going. I think this is more to get his floor has been risen because they've been using his legs. I think once he has some really good talent around him, they can start doing a lot more passing and rely less on his legs and not have to game plan these designed runs, which actually I love because it keeps everyone off balance. The Dolphins' defense was off balance all day. Mm-hmm. So I'm not worried. Don't try to yuck my yum.
I'm not yucking you. I was asking a question.
You're yucking my yum.
These are questions.
No, Billy,
he watched a couple highlights.
I think it was a valid question. I also think that it got dunked on pretty sufficiently.
Mm-hmm.
It was a question.
Yeah, no,
and that needs to be answered.
And I gave you an answer with the Josh Allen take, which is you can look at Justin Fields and Josh Allen. They're built kind of similar, both big guys. They both inflict a good amount of punishment. Yes, there's going to be a risk involved anytime you have a running quarterback, but a lot of times it's definitely worth the reward.
And if he knows how to slide, I actually think I changed my opinion about this with Lamar because I used to think Lamar's not going to be sustainable, but Lamar does a great job of not ever taking big hits. And Justin Fields is a tough motherfucker. He's taking big hits, and it's football. Everyone's going to get injured eventually.
Dude, remember when he broke his ribs?
Yeah.
In that game against Clemson?
Yeah.
How
many injuries has Zach Wilson had?
Not that
good
many.
amount.
Yeah. He should try to run more. Pocket is a scary place.
Well, no,
Pocket is a scary place.
Injured his knee running.
Oh. Okay, run less.
Well, run less backwards, but more forwards.
Here's the thing.
But then also don't hurt yourself when you're running forwards.
I know our guys were drafted in the same class. I have no reason to hate the Jets. I don't hate the Jets. I don't want it to become a Justin Fields versus Zach Wilson thing because I don't want you to lose this badly.
I'm just posing questions. We don't have to make it competitive. We're just discussing.
Yeah, right.
Anybody that's putting the honest eyeball test on those two quarterbacks would be you're insane for thinking that right now Zach Wilson looks like a better few. In the last, I know it's been
Should
recent
we play
too.
the tape now?
I would
Yeah,
say
let's play the tape. This is the perfect
listened
time.
to the tape. I listened to the
Okay,
tape.
all
I
right.
listened to the tape, and I
Oh.
said if
Wait.
you were to join my two takes,
We have it.
Wait.
if you were to
Wait,
join
yeah,
my
no,
two
wait,
takes,
Billy.
No, we have it. Let's
I
listen
know.
to
Let's
it.
listen.
Actually,
Play the
it
whole
wasn't,
tape.
It was better than Zach Wilson's first start.
Yeah, so Billy, actually, I'm glad that you brought up Zach Wilson. Would you give up Zach Wilson right now for Sam Ellinger? How deep into this take are you?
I'm deep into both these takes, really, really deep.
You can only be deep in one. It's like holes.
Well, I'm just saying it as a guy who doesn't throw interceptions.
No, I'm talking holes. Whose
Which
hole
I
are you
said.
inside of?
I'm
No
in both
interceptions.
holes,
You can't.
I do
very
say
deep.
Wait.
And if I want to make a tunnel between the two of the holes and make a tunnel system,
Pick one hole. Okay.
then Sam Ellinger would probably go to the
That
Jets.
is not what I was
let's get
saying.
Zach.
Whoa. So
That's
yes,
not-
So,
no.
so that's a big moment.
Big thing you
Yeah.
just said.
You know what I'm hearing, Big
I'm gonna
Cat.
let you take
Well,
it
you
back.
backed- you backed me into
I'm
my
gonna let you
hole.
take it back. You have 5 seconds to take it back.
You backed
5,
into me.
No.
4,
I'm
He's not taking it back.
2, 1, and it's permanent. It's permanent.
Not the guy. Zach Wilson's not
You
your
want
guy.
Sam Ellinger over Zach Wilson?
Play the whole
Zach
tape.
Wilson
Shut up.
jersey.
Make it permanent.
I just said
Shut
as
up.
a guy who doesn't throw interceptions, that's the kind of guy you want as your quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, we're seeing
You're
a lot of
making it worse
interceptions.
right now. You're
Yeah.
just.
You're talking about Sam.
No, I'm saying I just
filling
want a
in
guy
his
with
hole.
no interceptions. That's what I said. The only thing I said.
No,
if, like,
Billy,
in
in
a-
that moment, you were
in that
referencing that
moment,
Zach.
no,
Ellinger-
I
or
said
that-
I
that
just want a guy
Sam Ellinger
with
did not
no
throw
interceptions.
interceptions.
I just want a guy with no interceptions. That's what I said. If Sam Ellinger was
You know-
on the Jets, I could both root for Sam Ellinger and the Jets at the same time.
Billy,
but that's what I was saying.
Billy, you know
No
that in that
interceptions,
moment
okay?
you were referring to Sam Ellinger being
But
the guy that didn't
when
throw
people
interceptions.
are just yelling at you and backing you into a corner, it's hard to get your real point across. I said I wanted a guy with no interceptions. That's what I said, and you can hear it on the tape.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I heard what I heard. I think Billy is gaslighting us a little bit.
I heard
No,
it too.
you guys,
You're Zach lighting us.
Yeah,
you guys
I heard it
Zach
too.
like me.
I've been
I heard it too.
Zach lit.
I heard it too, and I gave you the chance to take it back.
No, you guys just yelled at
That's
me.
the
I
worst
couldn't get my
part.
point apart. I said a guy with no interceptions. That's all you want.
That's tough. Okay, well, why don't we bring up
You wanna
Sam
talk about the
Ellinger?
Colts?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Patriots 26, Colts 3. All right, let's see where we're gonna start. Okay, I'll just read off some stats. Sam Ellinger had 43 net yards. He had 103 passing yards, 9 sacks for minus 60 yards. The Colts were 0-14 on third downs. The Colts' lone scoring drive today was 8 plays, 18 yards, 40-yard field goal. They ran 60 plays for 121 yards total. It was a debacle, a total debacle. Total debacle.
It was bad. Colts 0 for 13 on third down.
0 for 14.
0 for 14.
0 for
Excuse me.
14.
It was a good stat padding game for Judon. You got to have one of those. He's up to 11.5 sacks right now.
Yeah.
Credit to Sam Ellinger, though. I want to say something very nice about Sam Ellinger because after the game, he said everybody is going to look at those 9 sacks and say it's on the offensive line. But it's not. It's on everyone, including me. So credit Sam Ellinger for saying very, very clearly, everyone's going to look at the 9 sacks and say it's on the offensive line. Everyone's going to say it, but it's not. It's on everyone, including me.
Wow.
So I thought that was big of him, Billy. I thought
That was huge.
taking that type of leadership, and as a Colts fan myself too, I gotta say that's the kind of guy that we can build around.
Yep.
But we got to fire Frank Reich.
Yeah.
Get him out the door.
Yeah.
If you watch the game, Zach,
We did. Oh, we watched the
I
whole
watched,
game.
I watched the whole game too.
Yeah, we did. We
Sam
watched it.
Ellinger got fed to the Wolves
Yeah.
in
We
a
watched
in
the
a
whole
rainy Foxborough day.
It was not.
It was rainy. It was raining.
How much rain was
there?
there?
Was some
It was
mess.
cold and rainy.
It was a messy
How
day.
rainy?
The same weather system that made East Rutherford rainy also made Foxborough rainy.
I think we're overstating the amount of rain that was happening
It
today.
was a drizzle. It was a weird drizzle.
Drizzles are tough.
Yeah.
You got to
It
play
was-
quarterback in drizzles.
No, but I'm just saying, Sam Ellinger got fed to the Wolves in his first game
No
against
one wants to
Belichick.
drizzle.
These
where,
Wolves,
like,
these-
it feels
first-
like you're being
there were-
spat on a little bit.
There were a bunch of moist wolves running around out there that just tore him limb from limb today.
These drizzles,
In his
man.
first game against Bill Belichick, you can't really judge any rookie quarterback. I think we can say that from every single quarterback.
Second
who's
year,
played
but
it.
yeah.
Well, first year starter.
Oh, you
Yeah,
played
COVID,
last week.
again.
He played last week.
Yeah, it was his
too.
first year.
First year
starting.
I
yeah.
do agree
Against
with
Bill
that.
Belichick.
That like Belichick against young quarterbacks,
Is-
he's a wolf.
And he had nothing.
Now, though, if it had gone reverse and Sam Ellinger had thrown 3 touchdowns, what would the response have been? We would have been like, he's the best ever.
I don't think any rookie quarterback has thrown for that much against the modern Belichick Patriots. I don't think that's It's definitely up there, but I don't think anyone's had it tied with 3
I
or
wonder
more
what Josh
than 3.
Allen's done against.
Josh Allen threw 3 interceptions against him,
Okay.
and I know he's had struggles against him. But I don't,
Justin Fields had a pretty good game against him.
in his first year,
Well, they were in the same draft class, Sam Ellinger and Justin Fields.
I know, but
This is
Yeah.
Justin Fields' second
year.
year.
Also,
start.
Sam Ellinger's second.
Yeah.
year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to double check.
first year
on that.
starting.
Right. First year starting. Right. So he's
You
rookie.
can't
All right.
really
Let's talk
judge,
about
but
this
you know what
game.
the Jets won, so
Right. There you go.
but
I
we're
wasn't
talking-
really concerned.
We're talking
Sam
about the
Ellinger's
Colts
your guy.
right now.
We're
but-
talking about your guy. Yeah, Frank Reich needs to be fired.
Yep.
It's crazy that he fired the OC. They traded a running back. He then benched Matt Ryan. So he basically was like, everyone else is the problem except me. And then he comes out and puts out this type of offensive output. Like, it was a last stand, and the last stand was a complete dud. And I don't know. Jim Irsay has to, like, I know he doesn't like to fire guys. He's probably crying right now thinking about it.
Yeah.
But that was one of the worst, like, games, offensive games, like everything. And the Patriots weren't even, the Patriots didn't play that great. Like, their offense wasn't that great. And what? Their offense wasn't that
No,
great.
it wasn't. The game was gross.
Right. Like, it wasn't like the Patriots were playing, like, their A-level game and they just beat the fuck out of the Colts. The Patriots were playing like a C-level game, and they beat the fuck out of the Colts, telling you how bad the Colts played.
Yeah, the Colts were very, very bad today, and they were missing Jonathan Taylor, which is that's like 90% of their offense.
Yeah.
When things go well. That's they
Injuries happen.
Want to feed him. Injuries happen. But there's no way that Frank Reich is going to stick around as a coach.
He
I
can't.
like what Jim Irsay is doing, though. He's rebranding into being the guy that just goes after Snyder full time, because everybody's like, great job, sir. Great job. Thank you for speaking up for the voiceless. But he's also kind of neglecting what's going on in his own backyard right now. Which is, and it pains me to say as a Colts fan, but I mean, Frank Reich needs to be gone last week.
And you know, like we always talk about the signs that people should look for. The owner saying, I have full confidence in the coach firing the offensive coordinator, the coach, maybe making the play calls himself. Frank Reich did the final one today. He said in the post-game press conference, I know this doesn't carry weight out there, but you're never as far off as you think. You're pretty far off. You're pretty far off, dude.
We're so close,
You're
guys.
pretty far.
Guys, we're so close. It's just we get a couple bounces here and there.
He's doing the one play, and everything could be different. And I don't think that's the case right now. No. I think, actually, they did Matt Ryan a favor. Like, Matt Ryan not having to be part of this is actually very nice for his own legacy.
I think we have to look at this and say 9 sacks. If it was Matt Ryan, it would probably be, 14, 15 sacks today?
He would have been dead.
Matt Ryan would be dead.
Yeah.
Frank Reich saved Matt Ryan's life today.
Yes, he did.
Which
He's
is
a hero.
That's more important than any final score could ever be.
Hank, how you feeling? You weren't that pumped.
Nah.
No.
It was a gross game. It was a 3-and-out fest. Offense didn't look good. Playing against basically a college quarterback, so I don't really think that counts. And then when you look at the division, it's like, the Jets are legit, the Dolphins are legit, the Bills are legit. It's just a weird. I mean, we've kind of had this ongoing conversation of just dealing with being mid, but it's we won, but
yeah,
at what cost?
Not even at what cost. It's just how excited can you get about beating Sam Ellinger?
Here's something to be excited about. Nick Folk has
Matthew Judon's a beast.
He is.
I got pretty excited last week.
It's
okay.
Yeah, I mean,
it's okay to be
different.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Different franchise.
In that case, allow me to explain something to you. Here's what you should do: is just rebrand into being like the AFC Beast, best division. Football.
Oh, I did that.
Okay, good.
I did that.
You're well on your way.
I'm well on my way.
Good.
No, it is true that
they are. It is the
Hank
best division in football.
Hank is going from the top to the middle, and we're clawing from the bottom to try to even. We're like the middle would be great.
Yeah.
If the Bears were the middle, I'd be like, this is awesome.
Being 8-9.
Yeah.
9-8.
We're the spoilers. We're basically playing spoiler for the rest of the year.
No playoffs.
No, we can make the playoffs, but it would be it'd be surprising.
Yeah.
If we made the playoffs over the Jets, Dolphins, or Bills at this point, it'd be a shocker.
Maybe the whole AFC Beast does it.
Is that possible?
That'd be fun.
I don't
yeah,
think that's possible.
Yeah,
It
with
is.
7 teams now, it is.
It's possible.
Yeah.
That'd be
Did
really
I just
cool.
lighten your mood?
I like that.
Yeah.
When do we
Whole
get the
AFC
first
Beast.
playoff machine? I need to know. We need a playoff machine week 10.
We really do. Playoff machine rocks. Nick Folk has 9 field goals in the last 2 games. That's got to count for something.
It's awesome. He's the guy.
That's a lot of field goals. That's a shitload of field goals.
It is. It's
That's
really
bad. That's bad.
3 points. 3 points, pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you can beat teams like the Colts with field goals.
The beginning of this game, I think, was 5 straight 3-and-outs. Maybe the Colts got one first down off a flag. It was just gross.
It's rare that you can say winner, but I had the under because both in our Friday picks, and then I bet it, and I was just saw maybe 5 minutes. I was like, yep, that's a winner. They could play forever, and this is not going over because it was that bad, and it looked that bad the whole time. But 5-4, yeah, 5-4.
Bye week Jets.
Bye week Jets.
Yep.
The Jets. That feels like whoo. That's a big one.
I'm excited.
That's a big one.
Revenge game
Yeah.
with a timid Zach Wilson.
Is it no? Oh, I thought you were saying revenge game because they just beat up your quarterback Sam Ellinger.
Revenge for
Double
both games.
revenge game.
I think that
Double.
if Zach Wilson defends your honor by beating the Patriots to reclaim Sam Ellinger's name,
Yeah.
I think I might grant you a 1 week reprieve to switch back.
Yeah,
I never.
you could do the takebacks.
But you have to admit that you switched off.
I never.
That's the
switched
only
on
way.
First.
Okay, then I won't allow the take back.
The Colts have to play the Raiders and then the Eagles. I mean, the Raiders are so bad, so maybe they'll win. But this is, they have to fire everyone.
This was a perfect game actually for Mac Jones to get back out there, get a win. Probably didn't get booed by the home crowd, right?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Who gets fired first? There's actually 3 guys that can get fired at this point.
I agree.
It's Josh McDaniels, Cliff Kingsbury, and Frank Reich. No way do all 3 of those guys make it to the end of the season, right?
There's no chance.
I would say Josh McDaniels is probably the most likely because it's his first year.
First year to make it to the end of the season.
Yes.
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 I think Cliff. We're looking at a possible Cliff firing first.
I think Cliff might get fired when is their bye week?
Because I just think that Irsay is gonna hold off on firing. And you're right, Frank Reich might be able to talk him into keeping his job, depending again on what Bob Dylan's song Jim Irsay has listened to most recently.
Yep.
He can be talked into doing just about anything. So I think that it's unlikely that Reich will get fired midseason. He might, but I think it's less likely that Cliff will.
I think if Cliff loses to the Rams, 49ers, and Chargers before the bye week, I think he's going to get fired.
You know, it'd be very funny, though, if Cliff got fired from the Colts. Or, excuse me, Cliff got fired from the Cardinals and then got hired to be a head coach at a better franchise.
Yeah.
Continued to fail up at this point.
They're like, hey, Cliff.
He gets fired from the Cardinals. Belichick retires at the end of the season, and the Patriots hire Cliff Kingsbury.
Yes.
That would be the ultimate Cliff Kingsbury move.
Yes. And he's coming home as that picture they love to show of him backing up Tom Brady.
Yes.
Okay. Let's take a break for a couple ads, and then we have a few more games in the afternoon, and then our 2 afternoon games.
Yeah, before we get back to the rest of the recap, I want to talk to you about Instacart. What's your favorite dip for game day? Big Cat, what's your favorite dip?
Buffalo chicken dip.
Buffalo chicken dip.
No
is
question.
Really good. Billy, what about you?
Guacamole.
Oh, guacamole,
Nice.
man.
Jake,
I like
what
it.
about you?
Double guac.
Double
Oh.
guac. Okay, that costs extra. But with Instacart, one thing everyone can agree on is that they offer everything that you guys need to load up on snacks without missing a minute of game time. Instacart is the leading grocery online platform in America. With Instacart, the world is your cart. With each cart that you build, there are endless possibilities to create stories with the products that Instacart helps deliver. I love Instacart. You know what I really love to do with Instacart? I do this college football Saturdays sometimes. I get all the ingredients for 7-layer dip, and I get it all delivered at the same time, and then it's like a gigantic piece of art that has yet to be put together in the perfect order, the most delicious order, and it's like the world is mine. Painting on a blank canvas at that point. Instacart delivers all these possibilities to you with fast and efficient shopping experience. My favorite layer in the 7-layer dip, I think, is the sour cream, though. Sour cream hits different in a 7-layer dip. They've got fast and flexible delivery in as fast as an hour, or you can select a delivery window. Get whatever you need from grocery, household essentials, electronics, home improvement, alcohol, pets, beauty, and more, and get free delivery when you cart your first order on the Instacart app. And go to instacart.com. These games are also brought to you by Movement. Movement has been doing things different since day one, creating watches with refreshingly clean designs, top-tier materials, and unbeatable prices. Stand out with Movement's watches, eyewear, and more during their Black Friday seasonal sale with a discount that you can't miss. Timeless timekeeping with a fresh look. Movement's designs come in countless styles for every occasion. Shop with confidence. Enjoy a 24-month warranty, free shipping, and free returns on orders over $50. You can work smarter and look sharper. Watches were just the beginning. Movement's line of eyewear and jewelry is designed to set you apart for all the right reasons. And Movement Everscroll eyewear filter out the most intense blue light rays, so you can look your best while doing your best work. I love Movement watches. They're great. This is my tip that I give out every year. Get Movement watches for all your friends and family. If you don't know what to get people, get them a new watch. Movement watches are awesome. They look like they're super, super, super top of the line, like the expensive watches that you see, $10,000, $20,000 watches, but they're way cheaper. They're more affordable. I love Movement. They give you world-class design at a budget that you can afford. Be the good gifter during their Black Friday seasonal sale. Get a special discount of 25% off site-wide with code BF25, just in time for the holidays. Join the movement today at mvmt.com. That's mvmt.com. And on Black Friday, get a special discount, 25% off with code BF25.
Next up, Chargers 20, Falcons 17. The double fumble. This game was crazy because it felt like the Falcons were kind of in control, and the Chargers were down to they were missing Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, so they were Joshua Palmer was their wide receiver one who had a great game, and it looked like the Chargers were about to win. Austin Eckler fumbles. Tyquan Graham picks it up, starts running, and just dropped it. Just dropped the ball. Chargers recover. 45 seconds left. They get a first down. They win with a field goal. I don't really know what to make of this game other than the Chargers are really beat up and they won. Like you could make the argument, hey, that's a gutsy win for the Chargers because they have so many injuries. They went in there, they won, and the Falcons have to be kicking themselves because that's a game they should have won. And that's before the double fumble.
I think what you just said, the last 30 seconds, perfectly encapsulates the last 10 years of being both a Chargers and a Falcons fan.
Yeah.
When I saw these two in the schedule that they were going to play each other, I was like, dear God, somebody's going to get their heart broken. That might have been the shortest spike in win probability of all time for the Falcons on that fumble recovery. I don't think that anything could encapsulate both those franchises more perfectly than that one play. The Chargers driving to win the game, heartbreaking, boneheaded mistake to give the game away. The Falcons are somehow going to end up with a chance to win this game, or at the very least take it to overtime, and then through absolutely no action by the other team, completely self-inflicted, do something terrible to give it right back and have them figure out a new way to lose.
And first down,
it's perfect Chargers-Falcons theater.
It really was.
Now, I think that the Chargers are still a good team. I think that if they can get healthy, I'll say it like that.
Yeah,
if the Chargers,
which is also every Chargers season.
If the Chargers can get healthy, then I think that they could win a playoff game. But it's the Chargers. They're probably not going to get healthy, so they're probably not going to win a playoff game.
I'd agree with that. The Chargers, something about them, I think it's because we've been force-fed the narrative that Justin Herbert is next up, and he's a very good quarterback. I'm always looking at them being like, they should be better. And they're like, well, they have this guy injured. It's like, okay, well, are they ever going to get healthy? So maybe this is the season where everyone got their injuries out of the way, and then they get to the playoffs, and everyone's healthy, and they're the best team.
That'd be great. They might peak at the right time.
Yeah. By the way, Mahomes just made an incredible run. Titans are playing an incredible game. We'll recap all of it at the end, but just put a note in that touchdown run that Mahomes just had. So the Falcons, not only the blip in win probability, are we a little worried that this was also their blip in winning the NFC South? Because there was a moment there where they had the lead going in today. If both these games were playing at the same time, I know that they weren't. So the Falcons obviously played first, and the Bucs played in the afternoon. But there was a moment where it was it felt like the Bucs were definitely going to lose, and it felt like the moment where the Falcons were going to win, and they could have had a 2-game lead in the NFC South. That would have been nice
for those of us.
And now the Bucs are back with they're in first in the NFC South because of the tiebreaker. If Saints win Monday, they'll be tied up at first as well. It seems like this was the moment the Falcons had, and the Bucs, as bad as they've been, to be like, oh, we're in first place at 4-5. They have to be like, holy shit, how is this possible?
Yeah, it's good for the Bucs that they're there. And the concern I have as somebody that does have a future on the Falcons to win that division, is we looked ahead at their schedule, and well, me personally, I was like, they've got a pretty easy schedule.
Right.
Their schedule might be hardening in front of our very eyes.
It is.
It's getting harder. So they're playing the Panthers, the Commies, the Bears, and the Steelers in their next 4. It sounds relatively
That's
easy.
still pretty easy.
But it's still pretty easy. But the Panthers aren't as bad as we thought they were. They looked like dog shit today. But
they look terrible today.
I think
the Panthers might be as bad. I think they just had those. This happens in the NFL where a team will have 1 or 2 games where they'll blip up and be like, oh, they're frisky. And I am definitely guilty of this because I think I said the Panthers were frisky and fun. And then once you get a couple more games down the line and the losses start to rack up, and then it's like, December and your team sucks and it's hard to get up for every game, they might not be as frisky as I thought.
They might, but I think it's week to week too. Like if they showed up, if those Panthers showed up again, I'd
what
be
a
like,
Thursday night game we've got.
Incredible. Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to actually record early on
Yes,
Thursday.
we're going to record early again with the Falcons and the Panthers playing on Thursday Night Football.
The Manders,
on Amazon.
not that easy of an out.
Yeah.
They could beat the Falcons. I could see that happening.
Bears
The Bears could definitely beat
Are
the
the
Falcons.
definition of a frisky team, although their defense is so bad, I think they'll lose to anyone who can put up a fight.
And then the Steelers, I think, they might have TJ Watt back by then, right?
That's true.
And then they never win without TJ, but when TJ's back,
They always
for some reason, they always win.
They always win.
It is a different team. That's like saying Mike Tomlin's never had a team with a losing record, though. Like TJ Watt's been on some okay to above average teams.
Yeah.
But he is the kind of guy that could make a difference.
So you're agreeing that this might have been the moment, and the moment might have passed.
I don't necessarily think that because I think that the Bucs are legitimately bad.
Yeah.
I'm not buying. They had one good drive at the end of this game.
No, that's true. We're going to get to it. They did. That is absolutely true.
I think the Bucs are bad.
Yeah. But the Chargers feeling like they got a little reprieve. Like I said, I think they were off the bye. That just the double fumble was so perfect. The fact that happened, and also Austin Eckler scored maybe the coolest touchdown that didn't count when he was able to keep his body up. That touchdown was so awesome, and they ruled him down with his elbow. Mm-hmm. That touchdown ruled. So it was a fun game. I felt like I was watching the whole thing and being like, there should be more points. There just weren't. And now, who knows? The Chargers, I'm going to keep thinking like, oh, they might be. I feel like they're just going to be destined to be the same Chargers, where it's like they're going to finish one game out of the playoffs, and everyone's going to be like, man, if they had just made the playoffs, would have been tough.
Yep,
would have been a tough
and that's
team.
And then next year
they're going to be the
smart
team.
Money's on the
Everyone's
Chargers.
healthy until like their first day of OTAs, and then someone gets hurt, and they're like, okay, well now like someone takes a step off literally out of the truck that they drove in on. And it's like, oh,
yep.
our starting cornerback is now hurt. All right, next up, Bengals Panthers. This was just a complete whomping. Joe Mixon show, 5 touchdowns. At halftime, he had 15 carries for 113 yards, 3 touchdowns, 4 catches for 58 yards and a touchdown. So he had 4 touchdowns at halftime. He finished with 211 yards and 5 touchdowns. Also, the Bengals in the first half had more points than the Panthers had yards, 35-32.
Yeah, that's tough. We might be seeing the return of Baker Mayfield, though.
Yeah.
Because they put him in the second half. The P.J. Walker experiment might be over.
Yep.
It
He had a
fun
tough
while it
go.
lasted.
It was so fun. I love P.J. Walker. I hope he plays in the NFL forever because he is fun as a spot starter. And the Bengals, again, just if you want the surest bet in the world, it's bet the Browns against the Bengals and then bet the Bengals the next week. Oh, we should have mentioned. Totally forgot. The streak lives on. The teams that play the Panthers lose the next week.
Okay.
Because the Falcons lost. So now
the
Bengals, teams that played the Panthers are 0-8 in the game after.
So now the Bengals next week are playing the Steelers at the Steelers.
Oh man, TJ Watt's. I might have.
It's 2 weeks.
Okay.
So the bye week. We have the bye week and then
okay, yeah.
The bye week and then at the Steelers on the 20th, Sunday Night Football.
But it worked for the bye week when the Rams did it. So we might have to do it just out of a weird stat bet. It might be just our weird stat bet of the year.
It might be.
Don't even look at advanced numbers. Don't even think about matchups. Just be like, oh, the Bengals last played the Panthers. They're going to lose the next game.
Just follow the trend.
Yeah.
So I mean, sometimes the best bets are just completely bullshit made out of thin air.
All of the best bets are
Yeah.
that.
This is Joe Mixon's career game.
Yeah.
Signature game for Joe.
He is.
And if there were a Heisman race, then this game is like when you have a guy that puts up like 6 touchdowns against a Division I AA team.
Did you see SMU versus Houston last night?
I did watch that.
Tanner
game.
Mordecai for SMU had 9 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's his Heisman.
9 touchdowns.
That's what Joe Mixon did today. 22 carries, 153 yards.
And it must have felt so cool going into the end zone and getting to do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the coolest thing you can do.
At what point do you stop counting?
At
what point do you start counting? Because I think you start
at 3.
3, you can't do 2?
2, I don't think you do. 2 is like you should get 2.
2 is like if you're celebrating 2, you'll never get 2.
Right. And you definitely won't get 3.
Yeah.
You should expect if you're a 2 guy, like Travis Kelce should not be celebrating 2.
Yeah.
So, but doing 5, that's got to be the coolest feeling ever.
It's got to
just count all of those and be like, look, I got 5 of them. This was an absolute whomping. Also, another great call by us. We've been on a mini hot streak of picking games on the TVs, and we didn't put this one on the TV, and it was over so fast.
First quarter
over. Just completely done. So, credit to the Bengals. They're back.
Yeah, I mean, again, Thursday Night Football, Bengals, Panthers.
No,
this is
Panthers, Falcons.
Panthers, Falcons,
yes.
Thursday Night Football. It's if you must do an activity on Thursday night this entire season, I feel like this is probably the one, right?
Yeah.
If you have any brownie points you need to accumulate, any recitals you have to go to.
This is like, let's go out to dinner tonight. I thought Thursday Night Football's on. Nah.
No, you know what?
I'll skip it.
You know
this
what?
week.
I love you so much, babe, that I don't want to watch football.
Yeah,
today.
actually, it's Chiefs Bills. They're playing again, but I don't want to watch it. It's fine. We don't have to watch this one.
Yep.
That's the way to do it. By the way, just a note on the after Panthers game stat. We actually will have before Bengals Steelers play Monday Night Football, the Bears play the Falcons on that Sunday. So we'll know. So if the Bears beat the Falcons, then you have to hammer the Steelers versus the Bengals.
Yep.
And that was betting advice given to you by PMT. That's the soundest betting advice you can get. All right, next up, Jaguars, Raiders. The Raiders, this was a mean stat and also a meaner picture because Josh McDaniels has maybe put on a little bit of weight. It happens when you live in Vegas, the buffets, everything.
The win.
Going to Hawkinson, TJ Hawkinson, like just living it up. The Raiders, in their franchise history from 1960 to 2021, they have blown 5 17-point leads. In the first 8 games this year, they've blown 3 17-point leads. Josh McDaniels, he could have just kept on coaching forever as an offensive coordinator at the Patriots. He never would have been ready to be a head coach. And we all thought enough time had passed since the Tebow Broncos. And this is the Raiders would have been better off if they had just hired Rich Bisaccia, and the Patriots would have been way better off if they had just somehow kept Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, so Josh McDaniels right now means that Josh McDaniels has the worst record among all active head coaches. Oof. Pretty bad.
Dan Campbell went 3-13 last year.
And if you were to subtract those 6 games that they got off to the hot start when, as his former team said, we were cheating, that's why we won when we were on the Broncos. His record is now, I believe, 7-23 in non-cheating games. So 13-23 overall. And the 17-point come from behind victory for the Jaguars, if it's not so bad looking at on the Raiders side where you see that, it's been done 3 times this year compared to the rest of their history. On the other side, from the other perspective, the Jaguars are 1-116 when falling behind by 17 points.
So it's a reverse bad stat.
It's a reverse bad stat as well.
Holy shit.
So it's pretty. You picked the one team that you couldn't do this to, and you did it to them, and you did it hard. So also, this is a weird stat. The Raiders hadn't allowed a 100-yard rusher or receiver until today.
Whoa.
Despite how bad they were. And Travis Etienne barely got it.
That is a weird stat.
They've just been allowing like 3 90-yard receivers to other
Everyone
teams.
gets,
But they've been able to they take away your best option.
Yeah.
And they limit that person to 99 yards. I actually think that when they played against the Saints, I feel like Kamara had like 97 yards rushing and like 96 yards receiving in that game. So it doesn't really mean that much. But also, Trevor Lawrence recorded his third game with a completion percentage of 80+%, tying Mark Brunell and David Gerard for the most in the history of the franchise.
Oh, I have another one. I have another franchise record.
Okay,
it's very fun for the Jaguars.
I've
You
got
ready
one
for this?
too, yeah.
Doug Peterson today with his third win. He's 3-6 with the Jaguars. He is now in sole possession as the 5th winningest head coach in Jaguars history.
Yeah, he passed Urban Meyer today.
He passed Urban Meyer, Mel Tucker, and Mike Mularkey, who all have 2 wins. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's incredible.
That's pretty cool.
Great job, Doug.
He's 5th all time with 3 wins. Trevor Lawrence did play well today. Like, this is we have to just keep reminding ourselves not to overreact, even though I'm overreacting to everything Justin Fields does, hand up. But Trevor Lawrence played well today. So credit to him.
He beat the Raiders.
And Travis Etienne is awesome. Like it's so stupid. It's actually very similar to like why didn't the Bears just run the offense that works for Justin Fields? The fact that the Jaguars had to trade away James Robinson to realize, oh, this guy we spent a first-round draft pick on, turns out he's electric. Maybe we should run him more.
I think it's because he still had that stink of Urban on him.
Yeah.
Where like the new committee comes in and they're like, I don't know if we should really be giving this ball. This guy was scouted by Urban Meyer and he stunk out loud.
Yeah.
So like, how much do we trust him? He's awesome. And I saw the duck foot on ATN today. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He had a couple really long runs where his feet, which they point out at about 45-degree angles. It's crazy. Watch his feet when he runs. He's able to change directions faster because his foot is already pointing a little bit off to the side.
That
it
is
actually
crazy.
does work.
That's insane. I mean, who would have thought that would help someone be
He
a
said-
better runner in the NFL?
He said, it's something I was born with. I've always walked kind of duck-footed.
There it is. And he's an electric running back
Yep.
for it. I also just the Derek Carr and Devontae Adams are like the biggest tease ever. They came out, just lit it up in the first half. 146 yards, 2 touchdowns between the two of them. And second half, 1 catch, 0 yards. I feel like the Raiders are the ultimate tease team this year, where it's they will show flashes, and you'll be like, basically next time they play the Chiefs, they'll get up for that game, and you'll be like, why doesn't this work? And then they'll play anyone else, name any other team, and you'll be like, oh yeah, they suck. They fucking suck.
Yeah, so in that game where the Cardinals came back at them in the fourth quarter and won that game in Las Vegas, turns out both teams sucked.
Yeah.
And so the Raiders just sucked a little bit more.
Yes, that is absolutely true. Yeah, we're finding out, we're at the point of the season where the aberrations, we're like, oh yeah, that was weird. That game was weird. The Cardinals played pretty bad, or the Raiders played. No, those teams suck. They suck, and that's just what they are.
And we're about to find out which son from Succession Mark Davis was in the Al Davis chain of things.
Yeah.
Like, how cutthroat are you, Mark? Because if I was Mark Davis, I would be sick of this guy taking my money.
Yes.
And I would fire him during the year.
Yes. And but the thing is, I think Mark Davis is like the poorest NFL owner.
You think, is he like Greg the Egg?
I'm pretty sure now this is
He is.
maybe a stat that
You're right.
this might be a fake stat, but I'm pretty sure when they hired John Gruden, they had to put like all his money in escrow because John Gruden was like, I don't think you have this.
Well, yeah.
I don't think you have $100 million.
He's not that liquid.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is when I think is it his mom?
Yeah, his mom.
When his mom, she's an older lady. When she's no longer with us,
What
the
happened?
franchise goes to Mark Davis.
Mm-hmm.
When it goes to Mark Davis, if you're a billionaire inheriting like $1 billion worth of things, you have to pay the inheritance
Yeah,
tax,
Florio taught us
which,
this.
which is going to be like 30%, and you have to come up with that in cash. It's not like you can take out a line of credit against your own franchise that you own and be like, I own a franchise that's worth $4 billion. Can a bank give me a loan against that
Right.
so I can pay the government? You have to come up with that money right now. So he won't be able to do that.
Billy, you're giving
And-
us a face. I
and
want to
then,
hear this.
Billy, I would love to debate tax law.
Dive in,
No,
Billy.
no. Are we sure that his mother is alive or dead?
No, she's alive.
But is it like a hotel?
Hotel-
What's the?
Are you talking about
Amityville?
Weekend of
Or- yeah,
Carol
Weekend of
Davis?
Yeah, yeah.
Rwanda?
Carol Davis is very much alive.
Who is the Hutu in this situation?
She
No, I'm
is
saying
90. Oh, I love this.
Weekend at Bernie's.
It's actually goes to Billy's point. I just looked her up. She's 91/92 years old.
Okay.
So we don't really know when her birthday
Mark
is.
Davis would definitely. It's Psycho, right? The movie where the mother's
It's also
not alive.
It's not doing well for her because I just searched her. She's 91/92 years old, and the first picture that comes up is Mark Davis standing over her while she's in a wheelchair.
That's not
Those
good.
aren't great signs of like
Norman
she's doing
Bates.
well.
That's
Yeah,
not good. Mark
No.
probably breathed a sigh of relief when Castellanos flied out at the end of the World Series.
yes. Like finally, we got a whole off season. We don't have to worry about this guy. Yeah. So Josh McDaniels. Wow.
So
it's bad.
The bottom line is he should be fired.
I saw a funny meme from the Raiders. One of those Raiders meme accounts said, breaking news, Josh McDaniels has tested positive for ruining a playoff team.
That's good.
That's pretty
I
good.
like that. That's a solid
pretty good.
meme.
It gave me a little chuckle. That's some good NFL humor, you know?
That is.
Like some old school NFL memes humor. Mm-hmm. I just needed that.
Give me
A
some
little chuckle.
bring back some Chuck Norris memes. You remember those?
Remember when they did
It's been a while since we've had a good Chuck Norris meme come up.
Remember when Bleacher Report used to do like the text messages between quarterbacks?
Oh yeah, or like the
Those were
group
hot.
chat. Yeah. That was hot for a while.
It would just be like Eli, like it would be every text message between quarterbacks meme would just be leading up to Tom Brady texting something and Eli being like, "I took 2 rings from you,"
Yeah.
and that was the joke.
Yeah.
That was the end of the joke. It was a bunch of quarterbacks texting, and they'd just get to that every time.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do our last ad before we get to our last 2 games, and then we'll do Football Guy of the Week. We're still waiting for the Chiefs-Titans game to end, but we will recap it, I promise you, because it's actually been a fucking good game. Very good game.
Crazy fourth quarter.
Okay, so yeah, PFT, do our last ad, and then we'll get to those last 2 games.
Yeah, I want to tell you guys, this is your chance. If you've ever wanted to try out the most comfortable, stylish clothing in the entire world, go to Mugsy.com right now. Shop everything because we're giving you 30% off, up to 30% off everything in that store right now. We were in Chicago last Thursday doing a little upfront ad sales presentation. Everybody got up on stage, and we all happened to be wearing Mugsy jeans because they're the most comfortable jeans that we all own, and we wear them if I'm wearing any sort of jeans, if I'm wearing denim, I'm wearing Mugsies. That's just a fact. I wear Mugsies. They're the only jeans that I have. They're super comfortable. They never do sales like this. It's massive. It's the only time of year that you can get Mugsies up to 30% off. It's the perfect gift for anyone in your life that you want to show that you care about. Just be careful because they will really, 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 really love you after you gift them Mugsy. So wield that power responsibly. Not only the world's greatest jeans, but also super awesome flannels, jackets, cashmere, holiday party pants, joggers, literally anything your closet could ever need. This is it. This is when holiday legends are made. Establish yourself as the greatest gift giver in history, or treat yourself by heading over to Mugsy.com for up to 30% off the entire site, full of the most comfortable and best-looking jeans, pants, and tops this world has ever seen. That's Mugsy.com. No code is needed. You think that I'm going to hit you with a promo code? Nope. You're just getting 30% off. No code is needed for up to 30% off your entire order with free shipping and free returns if you don't like them. Just go to Mugsy.com right now. Get their jeans. I'm telling you, they will change the way that you look at pants forever. I know that's a bold statement.
No, I like it.
You will not look at a pair of pants
like
the same
it.
way. Sometimes, Big Cat, when I'm looking in my closet and I see pants hanging up that aren't Mugsies, I get disgusted.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, what? Somebody
Get these
broke.
outta here.
Somebody broke into my closet and took a shit on this hanger because you're not Mugsies. I love Mugsies. Mugsy jeans, the only ones that I wear. Mugsy.com.
Okay, so I got a quick stat from our guy Stat Hole mid-game. 4 games today on Sunday have been stuck at 17-17. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. That's pretty wild,
Really
Jake.
called that out during glitching hour.
There were 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now this is the 4th.
Crazy.
And then Malik Willis has 3 completions to a tight end, 2 to running back, 0 to a wide receiver. He's doing an homage to Alex Smith,
yeah.
Chiefs, on his field. Yeah.
That was incredible. He went like, what was it, like 19 weeks without throwing a touchdown
It was
pass
insane.
to a wide receiver.
An insane streak. Okay, so let's do the last 2 games, then we will talk about this game. I think it's gonna go to overtime. Yeah, it feels like overtime. Seahawks 31, Cardinals 21. I know that everyone's gonna make this the Cardinals just suck, but the Seahawks are a good team. They are a good
legitimately
team. Yeah, like there's no fluke. Pete Carroll should be absolutely in consideration for Coach of the Year because they traded away their franchise quarterback. Everyone picked him to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. They're now 6-3, just swept the Cardinals, and it basically was Pete Carroll showing Cliff Kingsbury how to coach because Pete Carroll came in this year and it was supposed to be a rebuilding year, and he's made this team very, very good, and they're playing great ball. And Cliff Kingsbury has, a lot of guys, a lot of all-star roster type of guys, and they suck.
They're really, really bad. The game could have turned at the end of the first half, though, when Kyler Murray scrambled for this cute little adorable first down. Wait, 5 seconds left. That's too much time for Patrick Mahomes.
Too much time for Patrick
They're on their
Mahomes.
own 40. He could sling
Yeah,
it
too
there.
much
And
time for
Harrison
Patrick
Butker can he's got a leg on him.
Yeah. So
He's missed an extra point
He
and a
did.
field goal.
yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the Chiefs always do that. The Chiefs they love to miss extra points.
Yes.
So Kyler Murray scrambles for a first down. Probably we're going to get at least 3 points out of that at the end of the first half, if not a touchdown. And then I forget who it was on the Seahawks. Somebody just snuck up behind him and just kind of booped the ball out.
It was very cute.
And
it was the cutest fumble ever.
It was a cute little scramble. It was adorable, and he booped it out. The Seahawks got it. It was like the Seahawks. They do all the tiny little things correctly.
Right.
That's
and
just,
the Cardinals don't.
And the Cardinals don't. Like
Cardinals
giving
had-
Kyler Murray
Yeah.
a huge extension, which I have to imagine that most Cardinals fans are like, why? Why?
I think-
we're married to this guy.
Yeah, it's that, and it's also Steve Keim and Cliff Kingsbury getting contracts through 2027, which obviously they can just fire him. But the Cardinals they had 12 penalties. They're a poorly coached team. You had Kyler Murray yelling at DeAndre Hopkins on the sideline now. I don't know how Cliff Kingsbury is still coaching this team. They are 10-19 in home games under Cliff Kingsbury, and they're 6-27-1 when down at half. He's I mean, we talked about this at length, but he's always shown that he's a mediocre coach.
Yeah.
And he's just showing that again. Even this is not even mediocre. This is bad. Too much time for Patrick
Too much
Mahomes.
time.
3 seconds.
Timeout. 3 seconds left. Are they going to go Butker?
This would be.
This is
would
insane,
rule.
dude. He had five seconds left
This
on the
would be a
clock.
78-yard field.
Why not, Jake?
Wait, is it?
yeah.
They're on their own 40.
No, they're gonna,
I thought they were on the 50.
No, they're gonna throw a Hail Mary,
On there, yeah.
which is also gonna be cool to watch.
So here's what's going to happen. Ready? PFT Nostradamus.
Yep.
Hail Mary.
Yep.
Refs throw flag for pass interference.
No.
They love Patrick Mahomes. Did he got he's getting every flag in this game.
I think they're not even. Do you think they're gonna throw a Hail Mary? Or they're gonna do like a hook and ladder type play.
That's what I
Yep,
think they were
here
doing
comes the
last
hook and
night.
ladder play.
Rugby, run the rugby play.
That's why Kelsey dropped.
35-30. Hardman cuts to his right and is tackled at the 20.
They're in field goal range now. No time on the clock.
They are.
Overtime. All right.
I think, you know what I think that play was? I think that was, let's run this play, and Mikol, stick your head as close to their hands as possible. Try to get a face mask one on time down.
Yeah, just put your hands in their face.
Yeah, try
Yeah.
real hard. Like try to swing your face mask onto their fingers.
It's like a dog looking for a scratch on its under its chin.
Yeah.
Yeah, just get it right in there. Okay, so I keep saying it, but we will eventually get to this game once it goes final. The Seahawks, I just like the Seahawks. I don't know why. Maybe it's because Russell Wilson's just not on the team anymore, but they look like they're fun. Kenneth Walker is an absolute beast. Kenneth Walker has, in the last 5 games since he started being actually featured, has 512 yards and 7 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Just
He's the only running back that I like when they wear a single digit number.
Yeah.
All the other ones I look at to a certain extent, and I'm like, that doesn't look natural.
and
on
I
me.
just I don't know why, but I like that he goes by Kenneth.
Yeah, Kenneth is good.
Get Ken Walker. I don't know if I would feel the same way about him.
It could also switch to Kenny. He could become a Kenny
Walker, but he's Kenneth Walker the third.
Yeah.
It's a very official name.
It is.
But he was awesome. Gino, credit to Gino, because Gino threw a bad pick 6 and then came back and was very, very good after that. So it was a bounce back. Those are the moments that you're like, uh-oh, is this gonna? Because I think even though the Seahawks are for real and it's not a fluke, they're still in the back of your head like, oh no, is this when Gino starts to crumble? And he didn't. He didn't crumble. He came back. He played well. And the Seahawks, their defense is playing well. They've held their last 4 opponents under 300 yards. I can't say enough nice things about the Seahawks. I like the Seahawks.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I'm rooting for the Seahawks, but I am.
I'm kind of.
I like them. Yeah, I like them.
I am rooting for the Seahawks.
Yeah.
If 2 teams get in from the NFC West, I would want it to be the 49ers
And the
Seahawks.
Yeah, because
I think
a home
they're-
playoff game for the Seahawks would be
they're,
awesome.
They're a very likable team. I don't think that there's any good reasons out there not to root for the Seahawks. What have the Seahawks ever done to anybody?
Yeah, and
Nothing.
it's crazy to think that this game that's coming up on Sunday in Germany, Seahawks Bucs. Before the season started, you would have just been like, you would have bet your life on the Bucs being the better team.
Yeah.
Whose line is it anyway?
Yeah, what does the German spread mean? Who's got home
I think
field advantage?
I think that might be a pick'em.
That's Giselle
I
Town.
think it could be a pick'em.
I think it's going to be the Bucs -3.
Whose line is it anyway?
Bucks -1.
Oh,
Okay.
so close to a pick'em. I will not. I have cleansed myself of the Bucs bets because I won today, so I'm done. I'm going to take the Seahawks. I think I'm going to bet the Seahawks every week. They were underdogs in this game.
Crazy.
The Cardinals are bad.
Yep.
They're just a bad football team. Everything about them is bad. Kyler's like stats kind of look good, and then it's the eyeball test. If you watch the Cardinals, they will have like a drive that looks good, and then they'll have 5 3-and-outs in a row.
Yeah, you know how we had the Giants and the Seahawks last week? It was like these are two teams that nobody thought would be good. That's kind of what we're going to look at towards the end of the season when they play the Jets. That's going to be really weird when both these teams are like 9 wins
Right.
going at each other. I'm not going to know what to think with those uniforms being good.
That's a good point. Like that game will be heavy playoff implications.
Yep.
Only other stat I had was Seahawks have forced 16 fumbles this year. That's a lot. I think the record's 30, so they're halfway there, and that's a shitload of fumbles they're forcing.
Did they play the Colts?
They did not play the Colts.
That would be a good way to boost that.
That would have
up.
been nice if you actually look into the deep numbers. It's like they have 9 fumbles against the Colts.
Who is helping the Seahawks draft right now? Because whoever it is doing a great job.
Yeah,
fantastic job.
they just find
So
guys.
it's Woolen, Tariq Woolen.
Yeah.
I just looked it up. The cornerback. He is. I think he's got 4 interceptions.
and he's been like
all
no
over the
one's
place.
throwing to him. Daniel Jones last week just didn't throw to him the entire game.
Winter team's going to stop throwing at Sauce, and then we have to do like an evaluation of is he not putting up stats because he just doesn't get thrown at?
Right, we're not saying
And
his name enough.
That's too deep of a conversation for most people that vote on these awards to actually end up having.
And then, but then that can be rectified by one simple graphic lost in the sauce, and it just shows passes attempted towards Sauce.
It's actually gravy when he's
Right.
in New Jersey.
Yes, Sunday gravy, and it's it will just say like one pass a game thrown his way.
Yes.
and that's a new way of saying how incredible he is.
Or if one of these guys just calls it their island, like if it's
Yep.
Tariq Island,
Sauce Island.
Sauce Island. I don't know if that works.
Yeah, that might not work. Okay, let's do our last game. Seahawks are good. I just want to keep saying it. Seahawks are fucking good because there is a feeling that like it's just a fluke, and it's not. They're good. Last game, Roback game. Use code TAKE on Roback for Roback.com for 20% off your first purchase. Performance joggers. They're incredible. I'm wearing them right now. I wear them every time. Every weekend pretty much. I traveled today. Was wearing them. The best for airport travel. RHOBACK.com. Use code TAKE. Code TAKE when you go to Roback.com. 20% off. They also have Q-zips, polos, hoodies, shirts, everything at Roback.com. So go check it out and use code TAKE for 20% off your first purchase. Last game, Bucs 16, Rams 13. Tom Brady does it again.
Great job.
Or
The Bucs are back.
Or alternate, why the fuck did the Rams play prevent defense at the end of that game?
It was so weird because Aaron Donald was just eating Tom Brady for lunch the entire game.
They were dominating him.
And the Rams defense was just they couldn't do anything offensively, nothing offensively. And then at the end of the game, Tom Brady just finds guys in the middle of these holes and gets like 2 completions of 20 yards. And next thing you know, they're going at the end zone.
And it wasn't even it was like they were leaving the sideline open too, which made no sense because they didn't have time. It was crazy. The Bucs, and this was one of those, I think I've told this before, but our friend of the program, recurring guest Bill Burr, probably like 3 times a year he'll text me or call me just to bitch about football, and we've asked him on this show why, and he's like, well, I just know you're watching the games. I don't have like a lot of friends I know are watching the games. He started texting me like motherfucking prevent defense, which was so funny out of nowhere. I haven't talked to him in 8 months, and he was just like, this fucking prevent defense is bullshit. And I was like, yeah, you know what? You're right. Because
doesn't work.
The Bucs had 5 3-and-outs, 2 turnovers on downs, 0-2 in the red zone, 3 field goals. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't score with a million plays. And then at the end of the game, they're like, yeah, let's play soft coverage on all these wide receivers and let him march down the field. Tom Brady, 44 seconds. It's his 55th game-winning drive, which passes Peyton Manning all time, which is stupid to just say. He has 3.5 seasons worth of game-winning drives. Is just a ridiculous thing.
Yeah, it is dumb, and this is a dumb win, and I'm not counting this as a win even for the Bucs.
That's fair.
I think that this is really
No, they're a bad team.
They lost this game.
Yeah, no, they're a bad
They figured out many ways to lose this game. The Rams, they're just fucking idiots. The Rams are just fucking morons. Sean McVay has become a fucking idiot, and he's probably going to leave his team at the end of the year. As Hank so eloquently put it, bad sports coach.
Yep.
He's going to leave his team in cap hell. They're not going to have any draft picks. Fuck them picks. Sean McVay blew this, absolutely blew this for his team at the end of this game. Tom Brady walked into his post-game press conference acting like the weight of the world was off his shoulders because he managed to squeak out a shitty win at the end of a
against
shitty
a
game.
shitty team.
Against a shitty team with like shitty players on his own team.
Yeah.
And I'm not counting it as a win.
It's also every single Bucs game looks exactly the same where it's like, we just see Mike Evans. Oh, my God, what a catch by the Chiefs. We see Mike Evans and Tom Brady just never on the same page. We just see, like, third downs where passes are just, like, skipping in front of receivers. They can't score in the red zone. They can't, like, do anything offensively. They're just a shitty team, and it's tough to watch. It's tough to watch them, but they did win, so I'll count it as a half a win.
If they had won with a full steam ahead Mike Evans, I would count it as a full win. But Mike Evans, I think he's got like a shoulder injury.
It just looks
look
bad.
healthy. It looks bad. It's sad to watch. I think we finally reached the point though with both the Bay teams where we can look at them and say these
they're
teams
bad.
These teams are bad.
They're
like
bad.
Actual bad teams. They're the polar opposite of like the Jets and the Seahawks right now, which is we need to finally reach the point where we say that they are good teams.
Right.
We need to accept the fact they're bad. They're probably not going to do anything big this season.
No, and I mean the Bucs can obviously the Packers are in a different spot because they're 4.5 games out of first place. The Bucs are in first place at 4 and 5.
How weird would that be if they made the Bucs make the playoffs at like
8-9?
8-9,
Yeah,
and then they just go on a little run.
It would be pretty fun.
Tom Brady gets some of that and then they get to the Super Bowl. Tom Brady walks away from football at halftime to go be with his family.
Oh wow,
they get back together.
That's special. And then
after.
Kyle Trask takes him to a new king is anointed.
Yes,
Kyle Trask.
Kyle Trask wins.
Or
the
is
Super
it?
Bowl.
Or is the Blaine train?
It could be both.
Yeah, Blaine Gabbert.
We can go Wildcat with Trask.
Yeah,
and have Blaine lined up at receiver.
The Blaine train winning a Super Bowl would be incredible.
It'd be awesome.
Oh my God, that would be incredible. But I wanted to mention the Rams are so sad, and these reports that are coming out about Les Snead like begging to trade away his draft picks. It's almost like the entire league has realized he has a problem. Like he's a drug addict. He's like, I'll give you 2 first rounders for Brian Burns. Like I'll give you 4 picks for Christian McCaffrey, and everyone's turning him down because they're like, dude, you got a problem. Like you're gonna need to keep these draft picks eventually. And they're essentially just not doing any of these trades, which on paper, like why didn't the Panthers do that trade? I think they actually just feel bad for him. And at this point, I think they also wanted to trade a first rounder for DJ Moore. He's trying to trade every pick and just to salvage this season, which they should just look at it and be like, hey, we're not that good. Yeah. And our offensive line is in shambles. And other than Cooper Kupp, like the like 5 or 6 plays that Cooper Kupp makes every game, they're just not a good team and not a fun team to watch.
And the big story coming into this game was that Sean McVay had finally made his peace with Cam Akers.
Oh.
And so he'd humbled himself, said all the right things. He was
Sean
going to
McVay
get
or Cam Akers?
Cam Akers.
Okay.
And Cam was going to get a heavier workload in this game. He had 5 carries for 3 yards.
Nice. That's a Cam Akers stat
with
line right
with
there.
a long of 2.
Wow.
Today.
He almost broke that one.
So he almost broke. You got to keep feeding Cam. I think, honestly, I could get 5 carries for 3 yards.
Yeah, I do too.
I think I could.
I do too.
I think that's exactly what
Maybe
my
not
stat
with
line.
the Rams offensive line.
Well, shit, I would be playing against the
Vita
Tampa
Vey
Bay
would just sit on
defense
you once, and you'd be like, okay, so all right, let's talk about this game right now that's going on. The Chiefs are why are they going for it on 4th and 1?
Kick a field goal. It's overtime.
Because I guess then the Titans could then kick a field goal. So the Chiefs just converted
Oh my God,
4th
they're
and
insane.
1. 4th and 1.
They're insane for doing that.
They are, but with the rules, I guess they were like, "Hey, we don't trust our defense." Let's talk about. Oh, last thing about the Bucs Rams.
I just want to say, if they don't get that,
yeah,
we would kill Andy Reid.
yes, we would. Bobby Wagner did the Bobby Wagner thing where he jumped over the center. That was awesome.
Oh yeah,
To block. that is the Bobby Wagner play. He's done it multiple times.
well, they changed the rules to make it impossible to do.
Right, and he still does it.
It's like the anti-Bobby Wagner rule, where you have to be totally still. You can't get like a running start to do it. You have to go up in the air and come down without touching anybody.
Touching anyone.
In the first place. It's just about impossible to do. It's like him and Tyreek Hill could probably do a backflip over the line and do it.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
All right, so Chiefs Titans. This game right now there's 4 minutes left in overtime, and the Chiefs have second down and like 10 on the 15-yard line. This game has been awesome. The Titans have been all over the Chiefs. Like, they have been in the backfield all night. They've been the only plays that the Chiefs have been able to make is Patrick Mahomes scrambles. He on the touchdown drive, he was just scrambling left and right. He scrambled for a touchdown, which was an incredible play. He scrambled for the 2-point conversion. I'm impressed by the Titans.
I think sometimes teams just match up well against other teams. The Titans tend to do that with the Chiefs. A.J. Brown just tweeted out, nobody's getting open a second ago. So he's actively roasting the Titans receiving core online right now. Also, people will say that Patrick Mahomes gets a lot of calls. He does. Patrick Mahomes does get a lot of calls because you know why? He's Patrick Mahomes, and he's so good that anytime something doesn't happen in his favor, referees in the back of their heads are like, well, it's Patrick Mahomes.
It's Patrick Mahomes.
Just did that.
Yes.
Something probably went wrong illegally.
Yes, and the Titans also, like, you can tell how jacked up they are for this game. They showed that highlight of a big tackle on a kickoff, and the entire team came out to meet the guy who tackled them. There's something that Vrabel has done to get this team pumped up for this game to a different level. They're playing with such a crazy edge in this game.
What's Vrabel doing before games now? You know how over the last couple of years he would do the stairs, run up and down the stadium. He would plank on the sidelines before games. What is he actually getting into fights with guys?
It feels like it.
The old Henderson clip, slapping dudes in the face, getting them ready. Because yes, they've been. I almost feel like the Titans like going up against teams like this, where they say they get too cute with it. We can just punch them in the mouth and they won't punch back.
Yeah, let's just fuck them up
Yeah.
and let's just be more manly than
if
them.
this was a fight, the Titans would beat the fuck out of the Chiefs.
Yes, that's an absolute fact. All right, so the Chiefs are now trying to kick a field goal, which means the Titans will also have the ball, which is this game is never going to end, which I'm fine with. It's been a fun watch.
Tractorcito, does he get stronger as the game goes into overtime?
Yeah, well, Malik Willis, they're going to probably be in a position where they're going to have to pass at some point, right?
Maybe.
What are you going to say, Billy?
The over is almost in play.
46. Nope.
Because if then the Titans kick a field goal and the Chiefs get
A
We have
push.
46 and a half in our. We both have 46 and a half.
Okay,
so
so
it's a
it's
loss.
out.
Yeah.
But it's almost in play. Billy was right.
It was.
Billy's
Push
right.
was almost in play if it was 46.
They don't kick the extra
They don't
point
kick the
out.
extra
Yeah.
point.
Fuck.
Yeah.
They should kick the extra point.
Yeah. They should always kick the extra
Remember how
point.
sad some of those extra points would be when teams would be in the tunnel in the locker room and they'd have to come out to play defense on the extra point?
Yes.
Those are the best.
All right, let's do Football Guy of the Week real quick. And then, again, this game is just never going to end. I feel like I've said it a million times. But I would like to talk about the ending, although Mahomes, his running has just been insane tonight. Billy, Football Guys of the Week.
Shout out Lane Kiffin for winning last week's.
You go ahead, sorry.
For yelling at the player. What's going on?
No, I was going to say I have one that if you miss, I'm going to be upset.
Okay.
No pressure. A little bit of pressure.
A little bit of pressure.
But I have one that if you miss, you're not doing your job. Uh-oh.
Is it Ken Dorsey?
Nope.
Okay, good.
Oh, what did Ken Dorsey do?
He just walked around the field like a psychopath before the game.
Nope,
but
that's not
totally
it.
not a psychopath.
He'll never recover from that.
I think you have it.
Okay.
It's not a high school football player.
Well, there is one this week.
So there we go. You got 3 chances.
Mike Leach.
Yes, there it is. Okay.
Good.
Woo. I saw it
It's
last
so
night,
funny.
and I was like, holy shit, this is so funny. Billy better have this.
Mike Leach a couple weeks ago was complaining about his wide receivers not catching balls, said that they were like T-Rexes with tiny arms because they're not using their hands to catch. They're going to evolve into creatures that don't use arms like T-Rex. So Because of that, he took away their seats on the sideline.
Did you see this clip?
I did see it. So
Yeah.
I'm curious why taking away seats would make their arms grow longer.
I don't know, but it was such a football guy move because he walked over to the chairs and just folded them up and threw them down one by one. It was like, fuck this, you guys don't get to sit anymore.
You gotta earn the right to sit on my team.
It was so great. It was
just
because
so-
it was great because it was him doing it. You know
He's
what I mean?
so
Like,
old.
and he didn't have like an assistant coach do it. He's like, no, I'm going to take these seats away personally. Good pick.
Our second nominee is a kid at the UNC Virginia game who was just doing. There was I guess in Virginia, there's a whole hill where you can watch the games from.
Yep.
And the hill had gotten wet, and he was just doing mudslides shirtless.
The entire game?
The entire game.
Okay,
That's cool.
That guy, I understand why you want to talk about him. We should make a separate category for the football bro of the week.
That is football.
It was a
bro.
kid.
Oh, it was a kid.
Oh, it was a little kid.
Okay, all right.
In fan art, painted up.
Okay,
And
okay.
He was just sliding down the hill.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Gotta include the fans
The
sometimes.
youngsters.
Yeah. This is the most football guy I've heard in
Okay.
a long time.
Here we go.
So in Sandusky, Ohio,
Okay.
a
Disavow.
Remember when we went there
I disavow.
yeah.
and we bowled
Yeah.
and we went to that indoor water park that was quite something.
Yeah.
And the famous clip of my legs coming out of the water slide with the scream. Yeah, that was a good night.
So two teams were playing Huron and Coldwater, and Huron was up by 3 going to the half, and a senior quarterback who had broken his legs 2 weeks prior said, "Coach, I don't care that my leg's broken." He had just gotten screws into it, went into the game, brought the team back to win 14-3 on a broken leg. So
Whoa.
Marcel Blassingame, broken
Damn.
leg.
Incredible.
That's
Totally
also
broken.
football idiot of the week. But yes, that's football.
Yeah.
guy.
Listen, the good Lord gave you 2 legs
Yeah.
for a reason.
Yeah.
He was a senior. He wasn't going to play anymore. His doctor cleared him, but didn't think the coach would actually put him back in. He thought he was just going to suit up, but then the coach actually put him in, and they won.
So his coach,
Nice.
his doctor cleared him to wear a football uniform.
Yeah, so like he could be on the sideline.
Yeah.
Like just so, one of his last games. But then he ended up in the game.
Byron Leftwich.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome.
And your last football guy of the week nominee is Ben Chase. Ben Chase has attended 39 college football games this season. He's been traveling across America, attending college football games. In the Bowling Green game this weekend, there's a little spotlight done on him. He's just a big football guy, likes to watch football games.
That's awesome.
Yeah, very
He's
cool.
39?
39. He's been rolling around in a minivan. He's put 50,000 miles on the minivan already. It was, I guess, the speedometer was started new this season. He plans on going to 60 games by the end of the season.
I have a question. Is this a football guy? Because you could also just get like a ton of TVs and just watch all the games.
Yeah, but you want to see the atmosphere.
Okay, all right,
the
all
game-day
right, all right.
atmosphere.
Because we watch every game.
This guy also, what must suck is I'm going to guess he's probably been to, if he's been at 39 of them already this season, he's doing what, like 3 a week? Something like that?
Yeah.
Probably 3 football. So he's not even going to get drunk at these football games. He's completely sober the entire time. Those are some long-ass Saturdays to not even get drunk.
Yeah.
If you're going to watch that much football and not have a beer in person at those stadiums, that's tough to do.
That is tough to do.
The mileage is insane, too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some stretches where he went coast to coast, like out from Wyoming to California. I mean, all sorts of long trucking distance, but 50,000 miles. So that'll be on the Twitter to vote on for your football guy who you think should win. And that's your nominees for Week 10.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, so good nominees.
I love seeing at LSU when they stormed the field after the game.
The one guy with the pylon.
Well, no,
Oh.
I was saying that there was like an old lady in a wheelchair that stormed the field.
That's awesome.
She had like whoever was looking after her pushing her slowly onto the field to help storm the field. It was awesome.
That is awesome. That game absolutely ruled.
It did.
So, turns out Malik Willis did have to pass in overtime. Didn't go well. So he got sacked.
Well,
was that 3 straight sacks?
On that third down, I don't think he was going to pass. He was back there for like 15 seconds.
He just It did not go well. So the Chiefs win. Ugly game. They win. Titans played their absolute balls off, and the Chiefs find a way to win an ugly game because Patrick Mahomes is that special. Was that a fair summation of the game?
I think that's a fair. Also, NFL rigged.
NFL rigged.
Just to cover it for the Titans fans out there.
Yes.
And AJ Brown, or which Batman is he? Swole Batman.
He would be the swole Batman.
He'd be the swole Batman. Ain't nobody open. Cry face, cry face, cry face, cry face.
Oh damn.
And then there's a GIF attached to it, which is it says me, and then there's a guy with a phone just laughing at his tweet as he's sending it out. So
shit.
he's really enjoying that.
Also, the can't lose parlay cash for the second straight week. Not looking for credit, but people say that I suck. That's 2 in a row. That's a winning streak. Hank, it's a winning streak.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
And you're lossless in the picks competition this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Lossless.
I wish I just
Cat is back.
3-0-1.
Cat might be
So-
back.
Okay,
Big
yeah,
undefeated.
I noticed that was a very
Lossless.
specific way of putting
Lossless.
that.
Lossless. Without loss. Yeah, I was impressed by the Titans. Their defense is pretty awesome. And turns out they kind of missed Ryan Tannehill.
They have no fourth quarter off.
Yeah.
This was good for Ryan Tannehill because he's like, this team could actually be, their defense kept him in this game. Derrick Henry is a beast, but Malik Willis, young quarterback, when he has to pass, doesn't go so well.
Yeah, so Malik Willis, where are we on the grading Malik Willis scale right now? Because I don't think he was ready to start.
1-1 is the starter.
I don't think they wanted to start him.
2-0 against the spread.
That's pretty good. I like that. I think he's in the category of somewhat tricky to game plan against because you don't know how bad he truly is.
Yeah, right. Right. If you can probably leave all the wide receivers open, but maybe once in a while you can't.
Yep.
So that does add like an element of surprise. Okay. Let's finish up with who's back of the week. It is brought to you by our friends at Visible. Rooting for different teams on the field comes with less drama than being on the same family wireless plan because family plans can mean family trauma. With Visible's one-line wireless plan, the data is unlimited and all yours, so you can stream all the holiday games or movies you want from almost anywhere. Leave the family plan drama and get a one-line wireless plan with Visible. It's just $30 a month, taxes and fees included. Switch today at Visible.com and get up to $250 gift card when you buy a select device. Who's back of the week? Henry. We will talk college football on Wednesday. We're going long. It was a crazy weekend. We'll also TCU, alligator blood, and LSU. I mean, LSU's all the fact that LSU can go to the college football playoff is so insane.
That rocks.
It absolutely rocks. And quick summation: Georgia just reminded everyone they're Georgia and you're fucking not because they smushed Tennessee, smushed them. That would be my recap of the game. Watched it. Georgia smushed them. Smushing.
My who's back of the week, I have a couple. The first one is LeBron lying for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
Oh.
Last week, tragically, Takeoff from the Migos. He was a rapper. He was shot in Houston, passed away. Everyone's been mourning him all week. LeBron today wore an outfit to the game that was an exact replica of an outfit that Takeoff had worn before. He posted a picture with like a side-by-side before the game. And then after the game, a reporter asked him about his post and about Takeoff, and he said, I love Migos. I've been listening to them since I was in Miami in 2010. It's sad, yada, yada, yada. The Migos didn't start putting music out till 2011.
Oh.
And they weren't really popular till 2013. Like there's really no way that he was
Maybe
actually...
he was listening to other stuff.
Well, yeah, because I've seen pictures and videos of LeBron in the studio with people listening to songs before they ever even come out.
Oh, good point.
A&R.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might have been in the studio with him.
A whole year before anything came out?
Maybe.
A mixtape?
I don't know why I'm defending LeBron. I'm not. He just got caught.
It's just it's a classic. It's up there, the Malcolm X, The Godfather. Just no reason to lie whatsoever.
He's
no
just
reason. He
trying
didn't
to
have
be
to do
cooler,
anything,
yeah.
and they just asked him about it, and he's like, yeah, I've been listening to them since 2010. Mm-hmm. You could have just said, I'm a fan of them.
Yeah. That's a fact.
I would like to say I'm a fan of them too.
Yeah.
Me too.
I've
I am
been
also
listening
a
to them since 2002.
16. Raindrop, drop. My other who's back is Twitter. Elon Musk.
Two who's backs. Okay.
Yeah, I said that.
I was
have
just
a
double
couple.
checking. I was just double checking.
I said I have a couple.
Who's
That's
back?
twice as many as balls you've called correctly in the lottery machine.
My other who's
Have you
back.
ever gone it?
I have
Oh,
not.
no, I guess that's infinity time.
I'm pre-calling 17 just because I'm just gonna say it.
No, you can't.
All right,
That's
69.
not. No, that's illegal. That's
Did he just-
offsides. That's illegal.
Oh, sorry.
If we're doing this for Billy, that is illegal.
I was gonna tell you to take.
All right.
False start.
So, but I don't get
Illegal.
penalized because Hank jumped offside, so I just took a shot. That's what I just did there.
My other who's back is Twitter. Elon Musk bought Twitter. It seems like it's turning. It's going to be a complete disaster. He's suggesting changes. He says he's going to charge everyone $8 for verification. If you don't pay for verification, then he's going to shadow ban people's tweets, which he's basically like forcing people to get verified. I'll never do it.
Isn't this the whole thing that everyone's like, I'm unshadow banned now because Elon bought Twitter?
Yeah, nobody knows how much shadow banning was going on. I don't know.
And now he's just shadow banning everyone?
But
He
I think-
fired a bunch of people, and then they realized that they needed some of those people, so they basically had to email them back and being like, hey, I know we let you go earlier. Do you think actually you can come back?
Awkward.
Yeah, so the only way that you can run a company like Twitter is if you don't care what everybody says about you. Unfortunately, Elon Musk cares very deeply what most people say about him. So he's getting feedback all the time from people online calling him an asshole. So if you run Twitter, basically you're in the worst position ever because people will use your product to insult you and tell you what they think your product should be. And then if you piss any of them off, then they'll yell at you more. Like Elon Musk just bought a hornet's nest, and he has to stick his finger inside that hornet's nest for his job.
Right.
So it's a tough situation for him. But it's also like I do feel like we might be watching. I don't know. Twitter's going to change a lot, I think, over the next couple months.
Yeah.
Notes app's on the hot seat. Do you guys see that?
I did
No.
see that. Yeah.
Elon's adding the ability to do long form tweets. So I
Oh,
quote,
that sucks.
ending absurdity of notepad screenshot.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's bad.
that
It's
sucks.
bad. And also
I
Twitter.
don't want to read all that shit.
Yeah, or sorry that happened for you. I'm happy for you, Elon.
Mm-hmm.
But didn't they have Medium? Medium was exactly the same
280,
feature.
right?
No, Medium was like a blog that was owned by
Oh.
Twitter.
You guys remember when it was just 140?
Twit longer.
Oh,
Crazy.
this sucks, dude. The
But
whole
yeah, it
point of being
seems-
on Twitter is you don't have to read.
It seems like he's gonna fuck it up pretty good. I'm kind of excited to see how it unfolds. A lot of the stuff, it's like there's no way this happens, and then you realize he bought Twitter for $40 billion, and he can do whatever he wants.
Oh, yeah.
For better or for worse, and more than likely for worse.
Yeah.
You're kind of rooting for this because you know it would hurt us.
I'm not rooting for
Yeah,
it.
you are. But you know what? Twitter actually is only.
That's a wild take.
Twitter is. It's a correct take. I was thinking about it because you're like, oh, you guys are obsessed with Twitter. I wish you'd get into the other apps. Twitter is the sports app. It is the sport. It's the place you talk about sports live.
The thing is, like, you can't have a conversation on any of the other apps.
Like in the moment, live, just like talking about a game. So that's why, because it did hit me, and I was like, why am I more into Twitter than it's the sports app? It's the sports. Unfortunately, it's also the politics app, which I hate, but it's the sports app. So stop rooting against us.
I mean, I don't care.
Yeah,
I root for chaos. I root for
is
chaos always.
Hank is rooting for us to lose all of our followers.
you know what? You know what?
That's not true.
I'm gonna sign up right now for a truth account,
Yeah.
and then I'll show you. I'll have more retruths and truths than anyone.
Also, Elon, I know he's an AWL, so I don't stop listening right now for a second, Elon. He could charge me anything, I'll pay. Okay, Elon, you're back.
You'll pay for the blue check.
Yeah, dude, it's where we talk about sports.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's a blue check, that's what you're paying for. I think you can still stay on the app and not pay.
But what about shadow bans?
I think that's your shadow banning. Anyone can be shadow banned at any
I don't want to
given
get
time.
shadow banned.
I'm gonna pivot. I think to TikTok. I think I'm gonna just write blogs and then using my phone just scroll down my
Nice.
blogs
Nice.
on TikTok.
Nice.
It'll just be words.
Nice. What are you gonna say, Billy?
For $100 for something we use almost every day,
Correct.
once an hour.
Correct.
I mean,
That's why-
Photoshop is.
That's why I said I was gonna.
Yeah.
I would pay anything.
Mm-hmm.
But don't hold me to that, Elon.
But the crazy thing is, like, Elon could also just, like, if he wanted to, he could destroy it. Which I would honestly, I would respect if he bought something for $44 billion just to destroy it, just to troll. That'd be maybe the best troll in the history of mankind.
Yeah. That would suck though.
Just nuke it.
Hank's rooting for it. PFT.
My who's back?
Who's back?
My
You
who's
are.
back?
I caught you.
My
You're
who's
rooting
back?
for it.
I root for chaos.
What do Hank?
At our expense.
Okay, Hank. You had your big company offsite meeting.
That's Tuesday.
What platform would you like us to switch over to?
TikTok.
No,
YouTube.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like
If I
it.
had to pick TikTok, YouTube,
Now, Elon also said that,
WhatsApp.
that
Instagram,
he was going to pay content
Real.
creators more than YouTube paid content creators.
Be
So
real.
how about that?
that was a joke.
It would also be chaos if
No,
if
yeah, he said
Twitter-
he's also bringing monetization for content
Yeah.
creators. So that
Oh,
I mean,
nice.
I have a good amount of followers. That'd be nice.
if Elon just straight up paid people based on how many retweets they had, you would see some weird shit going on online.
Definitely.
Weird
I would just
shit.
keep doing the hack whenever there's like an animal on the field, and I just screen grab it and I say, if you don't retweet this, it's bad gambling law.
I would
and
just
it gets instant like 8,000 retweets.
I would just instantly pretend that I'm a hot chick and be like, for every retweet, I'll take one piece of clothing off.
Nice.
I just think it's objectively funny watching something that
Yeah, our lives.
you're
crumbling.
viewing. No,
Yeah.
you're viewing from Elon. You're like, this makes no sense. This is a dumb idea. There's no way this is going to get pushed through. And it's
You
like,
said
well,
all that.
he can. Yeah, he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah,
he
can.
owns Twitter.
You can.
Yeah, he does.
He can do whatever he wants.
It's his.
PFT or who's
My who's back of the week is coins.
Oh.
Coins are back, and I'm surprised Billy didn't bring this up when he was talking about the Jets, because the MVP of the Jets season is actually a coin.
Well,
Yeah.
It's a coin.
Yeah,
because-
why didn't you tell us this?
I blogged it and TikToked it, and it's check it out now.
Check out
But-
Billy's TikTok on the coin, but I'm doing a podcast
don't-
right now. My who's back of the week is the coin.
I don't
PFT,
wanna
what's the
jinx
coin?
it.
Oh, good question, Big Cat.
Thank
so,
you.
So this
You
guy,
don't want to jinx it. You're just keeping us away from winners. Do you know how hard we're about to bet on the Bears and the Steelers just because for some weird fucking reason after you play the Panthers you lose, and you're not going to tell us the coin bet?
Yeah, so here's Big Cat. I'm glad that you brought that
There-
up, because we do need to pay attention to the coin. At Nooner Nation did a coin flick at the start of the season to predict every single Jets game possible. He had them going 11-6. They laughed at him, Big Cat.
Wow.
They laughed at him. Week 1 versus Baltimore, called the loss. Cleveland, win. Versus Cincinnati, week 3, loss. Week 4, at Pittsburgh, win. Versus Miami, win. At Green Bay, win. At Denver, win.
This is Francesa.
Versus New England, loss. Versus Buffalo, win. Bye. At New England, loss. Versus Chicago, loss, etc. And it goes on. It goes on. But the gist of it is, this coin is perfect.
So
This coin has not lost a single prediction up to week 9. The coin
You know
is
what's
9-0.
going to happen though? This is remember last year when I went on Redline Radio and I did win-loss for every Bears game and I made it to week 13 being correct, and Chuck, who works here, like pointed it out in week 12 and then it just lost. Like the fact that it's getting this
That's-
publicity, it's an immediate
No, but it
loss.
started to get publicity already a couple weeks ago. I've been hearing about it for a little bit.
But I'm saying now that it's reaching, if it reaches enough eyeballs, it will crumble. That's just how it works. It sucks.
After they beat the Packers a couple weeks ago, that's when the coin got brought to my attention. And since then,
Billy's been holding it out.
I think Billy has been holding. They beat the Broncos, they lost to the Patriots, and they beat the Bills. Since then, all correctly predicted by the coin. Now the coin has them winning the wild card, winning in the divisional round, and losing in the AFC Championship game.
You'd take that, Billy.
I would take that.
Oh wow. Guess
But
you don't have Super Bowl
Do you think this?
aspirations.
Do you think this coin, like Zach Wilson?
Take it back. I'll give you 5 seconds to take it back.
Well, the thing is, what's great about you bringing it up, and if we jinx it, meaning next week it'll be wrong.
Yeah, you'd
and we
win.
beat the
Yeah.
Patriots.
Yeah, you're right. So you're in a good spot.
And that'd be pretty awesome. The thing is, we're doing some investigation. Shout out Jack Mack. We think that this Twitter account may have posted several outcomes.
Oh.
And
Jack
that's
Mack
why-
will find out. He's the best
Yeah,
investigative
Jack-
journalist I know.
Right. So we've been looking at that. I blogged it, TikToked it, wasn't going to put a hard commit to it, but he may have posted several results and just brought it up when it was like 5-0. But we'll see what's happening.
Now, why do you think that, Billy?
Because if you look at that account, we're figuring it out.
Yeah, let him do
Speculative.
let him do it.
I'm looking at that account. They're in Club 999. So
don't tamper with the evidence.
I think
no, there's an ongoing investigation.
Yeah.
PFT. Let the investigation play out.
I like the cut of this guy's jib though.
But let the investigation fall. He's got to find out.
If he's doing the coin thing, there's been several other stuff like this created before. I like the coin thing. The coin hasn't been wrong yet. A lot.
Do you know how many different things he'd have to write down though if he was doing different combinations?
No, he's saying that he didn't reveal it till like week 5, so it was already right halfway through.
No, but
like he only had to get like 4.
No, I get that, but if he
tweeted
did
in August,
he tweeted
it was
in August.
at the right time.
Okay, well let us know how it goes.
Yeah, we're
figuring
how
it goes.
Yeah,
I am mad that you didn't tell us.
And NYJ Mike correctly points out the coin flip even predicted the bye week.
Wow,
this coin's fucking legit.
Yeah. Very legit.
What did it say on the bye week?
No, just had the bye week correctly scheduled.
Yeah, bye week.
And no win or loss.
Yeah.
Do they win the bye week?
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
It's just the bye week.
Yeah.
Smart coin.
All right, my who's back is the. Oh my God, look at him. He just went. For people who are watching on the YouTube, go subscribe to the YouTube. Max, I just said my who's back, and Max went like this. My who's back is the Houston Astros, who won the World Series on Saturday night.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Los Angeles Galaxy.
No. Congratulations to the Houston Astros. Incredible run. That team.
You mean LAFC?
Yeah.
LAFC won.
Oh, it's not the Galaxy anymore?
It's a different soccer team, yeah. LAFC, they won the MLS Cup.
Yeah, so the Houston Astros.
Who they beat?
Well,
hang on.
let me talk about it real quick. So the Houston Astros, incredible. I want to give the Astros their credit because they were an insane team. Also, shout out all the fucking crybabies who were like, it's so unfair the Dodgers got kicked out. The Astros were the second best team all year behind the Dodgers, and they won the World Series. So it turns out MLB playoffs probably isn't needed like a full overhaul. The Astros were incredible. They obviously had the no-hitter on Wednesday night after the
Asterisks.
After the how many hits did they get? The Phillies that night.
Combined no.
Well, how many hits did they get?
Combined no hitter.
But I just said they got a no hitter.
I said there's an asterisk.
But I said they got a no hitter, not any specific person. The Astros got a no hitter. Is there an asterisk?
Did the Phillies?
Oh, there's an asterisk.
Yeah.
Did the Phillies get a hit?
No.
Okay. All right. So the Astros got a no hitter, and it was incredible run by the Astros. That team is absolutely nails. Felt like every time they were like even pushed a little bit, they answered. Even like they got dongs all over them on Tuesday night, and they're like, "Fuck that, we're throwing a no hitter."
Game 5, the Phillies had the tying run on third base in the 8th inning. 1 out. Top of the order coming up.
It was tough. I want to find the stat because the Astros closer, Ryan Presley, maybe the most ridiculous postseason ever. He had 11 innings pitched, 4 hits, 0 earned runs, 13 Ks. 13 Ks, 0 earned runs, and 11 innings pitched. All like high leverage, high intensity moments. The Astros are really good. Dusty Baker, happy for him. You saw the outpouring of love for him. Really, really, really good team. Did you see the wild stat, by the way, with Dusty Baker?
Yes, his first game as a player, the opposing team was Jeremy Pena's dad.
Yes,
right?
That is wild.
Dusty Baker's managerial debut was April 6th, 1993 versus the Cardinals. The St. Louis leadoff hitter was Geronimo Pena. That is Jeremy Pena's dad. Pretty wild.
That's wild. Also, I think this was from our guy, the Ace of Spader, Ryan Spader.
Yeah.
I think he tweeted out that of all the Major League Baseball games ever played, Dusty Baker has either played in or managed in 3% of them.
Jesus.
Every game ever. So
that's insane.
That's a baseball lifer.
And it was a nice moment.
It was great. It was awesome to see Dusty. I think everybody roots for Dusty.
Also the first team to win the World Series at home since I think 2013. So it was pretty crazy. The scene in Houston.
That home run was
my God,
all-time postseason home run.
Schwarber,
he just mashes things.
Yeah, when Schwarber hit that home run, it was like we were watching it in Lexington and after Keeneland, and we were like, "Damn, Game 7 Sunday night. This is gonna be crazy." And then Jordan, like 10 minutes later, hit one on the fucking moon. What a beast. So, you're probably saying, like, well, who do they play? They played the Philadelphia Phillies. Sad.
You know what I'm really
Talking
upset
about
about?
the Fightins.
I'm really upset about the fact that we have to put to bed the narrative of Verlander not having any World Series wins.
Yeah.
That sucks that he got his first one. That was such
It
was such a good narrative that we kept rolling with, and I was excited for that to, like, on his Hall of Fame inauguration day for people to be like, yeah, but never won a World Series
But
game.
he was really good on Thursday night.
He was awesome on Thursday night.
In where's that game? Was at the bank?
It's in Philly.
Is that what we call it? The bank?
Yes.
Hank,
Max, this is your welcome to PMT where it's like, guess what? It's fun when you're winning, but people want to hear you lose.
I looked it up, Hank, because that was an interesting question that you asked earlier.
I learned that.
And it's LA. It was LAFC. It looks like they actually tied for the MLS Cup. They tied with Philadelphia.
Oh,
So it was a tie. It was a 3-3 tie.
but there was shootout.
Oh yeah, 3-0 on penalties. So LAFC did win the MLS Cup on penalty kicks.
What day was this?
That was actually also yesterday, and then this thing just popped up at the bottom of the screen here. It says that Philadelphia is the first city to ever lose 2 major league sports championships in the same day.
Oh my God! Wow.
Spin zone. They had a guy.
Okay, no.
Continue.
I'll interrupt your
No, I like this. I like this. I want someone on my
denied.
team here.
No, this is great. This is actually perfect, Max.
We're
because
soaking in Max's tears.
here comes Jake to try to make everything
Yeah, that's
all
true.
better.
All right, go ahead.
But it's actually going to make it so much
spin
worse.
Spin zone it.
They had a guy eat a full rotisserie chicken for 40 straight days. It went viral, and hundreds of people showed up in Philadelphia to watch him eat it.
Dude,
That's the spin zone?
I do love the rotisserie chicken guy.
Yeah.
He is very
I will
funny.
say,
I've seen that.
The crowd that showed up for that was, I mean, just
Every day at noon, he was just like, I'm eating a full rotisserie chicken.
the best. The guy
Yeah.
rocks.
Fun-
Love that guy.
Fun stat about the LAFC games. I know we're big soccer guys.
Mm-hmm.
Philly actually scored in stoppage time, which I'm not a huge soccer guy, but I feel like there's not a ton of stoppage time. If
extra
you
time.
score in extra time, that's got to be like the game's pretty much over.
Wait, it was extra stoppage time.
Well, there
It
was
extra time and stoppage time.
It was stoppage time at the end of extra time. So what is that? 20 seconds?
Wait, it was added time at the end of extra time.
And then LAFC actually scored to tie the game in the 128th minute, which is the latest goal in MLS history. So
In a long
basically
history,
the
that
biggest
is.
collapse in the history of soccer is how I kind of read
What was
that.
the first year, like 96, 97? So that is, that's a pretty decent.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
There were 9 minutes of extra time. I actually.
Why are we talking about
watched
soccer?
this game,
Why are we talking
but-
about soccer? Let's talk about the Phillies.
Yeah.
Just they're the first. They're the first. Philadelphia in
What?
general is the first city to ever lose 2 major championships
Right.
in one day.
But Hank, you said you were holding back, saving for the show. So, do you have any questions for Max?
I mean, just how does it feel? Like, as you're a Philly guy through and through.
Diehard Union fan.
Last night was tough. I'm happy we're talking about this today and not yesterday.
Yeah, you are lucky that it wasn't a Game 7, and we could have just soaked in your tears immediately after.
Were there tears?
There were no tears. But I was on the stream. For anyone who doesn't know, I was on the stream. It was me, Smitty, and Houston Astros diehard fan Tico, Texas.
Oh, that sounded like there was some sarcasm in that.
Those are the words that came out of my mouth.
Okay, all right.
You didn't call Smitty a diehard fan, though. You called Tico a diehard fan.
Well, I thought maybe Smitty's been here for a long time. People know that Smitty's a diehard fan. Tico's new to the company. I wanted to.
Tico Texas has
She's
been in the
been around
Barstool world for a long
Yeah,
time.
but she's new full-time employee.
Okay.
Newer full-time employee.
A couple years.
And she's very animated.
Yeah.
Very, very.
Well, she's a
animated.
diehard,
She's
like you
passionate.
said. Yeah.
She's very animated, very passionate.
People would say you're pretty animated and passionate. I think,
That I
too.
am.
You're a real diehard Phillies fan.
So
Max.
what? I mean, you had to have known it was over after Thursday, right?
Absolutely not.
Oh, that makes it even worse.
Talk about the 8th inning of Thursday.
PFT. Did you think that the
Why are you asking me this?
Because the last time the Astros wasn't the last time they were in the World Series, but the Nationals were down.
Yeah.
We're down 3-2.
Yeah, but
Going back.
Cubs were down 3-1.
The Cubs were also down
I thought it was over.
Against the Astros?
against the.
That
Yes.
team was different.
Yeah.
Well, I thought
That
this
team
team was
was
different. I thought this team was different. And it's
I tell you what, we would
Here we go.
never
We're getting it out of you.
have let Verlander get a win off us.
You did think this team was different. I am sad for the city of Philadelphia.
The team. the saddest part, the team. It was such a fun ride. I loved being in there with these guys day in and day out.
Schwarbs.
And the saddest thing about it is that they're not a young team.
Window.
No. How not young are they?
I don't know. I don't know the numbers of it, but it was a team that was overachieving, and it's the nucleus of the team are older guys on multiple second or third contracts that aren't like these young and up and comers. So I don't know when we're going to be back there, and that's just like tough to see. That's like, it's one thing when you're winning with a bunch of your own prospects, and it's just like, we're going to be back. It's like I don't know when we're going to be back, and it's just like sad to see this group of guys lose.
Tell me how you feel about this stat, Max.
The
Red Sox.
You're not that old.
The Red Sox have been to the World Series 4 times since 2004. They've lost 3 games total. The Phillies were in the World Series just this one past year. They lost 4 games total. Thoughts?
Wait, since what year?
Wait, what?
2004, the Red
No,
Sox
the
have
Phillies were in the World Series in what, 2008?
Well, no, I'm saying just
And
even if you just
2009.
use this one year as an example.
Okay.
Can you
But you're not using your 1 year as it. You're using.
I don't know what you're asking me here.
The Red Sox have won 4 World Series and lost 3 games. The Phillies lost 4 games in 1 World Series.
Or
When are we talking about
put
the Red
differently,
Sox?
the Cubs.
The
The
Cubs
Cubs have lost a total of 3 World Series games in the last like 50 years plus 60 years, 70 years maybe even. 1945. The Phillies have lost 4 World Series games in the last week.
Yeah.
You know what's just crazy is
it wasn't fun.
the Nationals have never lost a World Series Game 6.
That's crazy.
Do you think dancing on will you carry that on to next year, or is that just kind of like
Yeah.
put that in
Good
the
question,
past?
Hank. Good question, Hank.
It's definitely not a regular season song. Maybe
Oh man, you're struggling.
I'm struggling. Yes. The
Max.
the answer that people are looking for is yes. I am struggling. I was very, very sad last night, and it was one of those things. I let my hair down.
Literally.
You look good. You looked like mankind.
I just went for a walk through the city after the game ended. I sat there. I took it in a little bit. I took in the Tico celebration with the confetti and the bottles popping, and that was tough. And then
makes you hungry for next year.
I've had to experience that.
yeah, and obviously the easy answer is Eagles are 8-0, blah 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 blah. But I'm not going to do
football
that.
season.
I'm not going to do the easy answer is the Eagles are 8-0.
Well, no. Let's not just do 8-0. James Harden's playing like an MVP.
I'm not going to do the easy answer that the Eagles are 8-0.
What about?
I got hurt, Big
The
Cat.
chicken
He
guy.
did? Wait, James Harden got
I
hurt?
think he did.
I'm not going to do the easy answer that the Eagles are 8-0.
But wait, James Harden has a good track record of bouncing back from injury, right?
He's going to
James
rehab,
Harden was playing at an MVP level.
right for a week.
He was. No, a couple weeks.
James Harden's going to play in like 10 games for the rest of the season.
That's not true. He'll be back by Christmas when the NBA starts.
Oh yeah, he's gonna over the Thanksgiving break. James Harden is going to remain committed to his getting in shape and staying in shape for the
James
season.
Harden's coming back at 300 pounds.
No, this is a new guy.
James Harden's going to be pictured in Santa Claus outfits.
All right, well, I mean,
Loves the kids.
I do feel bad. I was rooting
Me
for the
too.
Phillies. I was rooting for the Phillies.
Me
I
too.
bet on the Phillies. And, yeah, it sucks, Max.
Rotisserie chicken, though.
Rotisserie chicken guy does rock.
Yeah,
I
he
love
does.
roti-
Yeah,
I
let's
love,
keep it positive.
I love
Thank you,
rotisserie
Jake.
chicken
Jake's
guy.
great spin
I do
zone.
love rotisserie chicken guy. That's fact. Love that guy.
Props to rotisserie chicken guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Billy did say he was like, "Oh, I definitely ate 35
No, I counted-
rotisserie chickens in a row when I was at camp."
In January 2021 in
Billy, just
training.
let someone else do something.
I know, but I looked it up.
You're LeBron.
I did
Yeah.
20. I did 20 in the month of January.
You looked it up?
Yeah,
Were you-
you
so-
looked it up.
Yeah,
You did
which
20.
shows
That's
it's impressive.
that's half as
I
many
know that's
chickens.
impressive. I'm just saying.
And you didn't have a crowd cheering you on.
I know.
Just let him have it. Let
I'm just saying,
rotisserie
I'm
chicken
like,
guy
just-
have
You
it.
could not eat 40 rotisserie chickens in 40 days.
I did 20 and
I'm
30.
just saying. You couldn't do it.
No, without doubt, he could not.
No, definitely not.
Well, it's more. It's not the eat. It's like just the consistency.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
no,
I'm
we
saying.
know.
You
we know
couldn't do
it.
the eating or the consistency.
It's
Right.
getting the
I
getting
think no.
bored of the white
I think
meat.
he could do the eating,
Right.
but he
I
couldn't
don't.
put it all together.
No, you couldn't do it.
No, the
It's okay to
repeated,
know
like,
that you can't do
facing.
it.
Yeah, no, I know.
So
you
you're
can't do
admitting
it.
you
You guys
can't do
remember
it.
I was getting the full rotisseries for the
I-
fight?
Not for
Nah,
40 days.
I thought you were
in a
doing.
row.
I thought we were splitting fulls.
Yeah.
no,
you
that
couldn't
was
do
after
it.
the fight.
But a full one, no way.
Dude,
Not 40
props
of
to
them.
him. It's
Yeah.
that's like
No, that's what I'm saying.
Game
It's like
respect
he
game.
did it
He's-
and you never could. That's
Right.
why you're showing him. More
He's a man.
respect.
You're not. You're a boy.
I ate more rotisserie chickens than anybody in this room.
Oh, here it is.
Embrace
Here it is.
debate. Embrace debate.
And
Billy.
Justin Fields going to get injured.
I was just posing questions.
I'm just asking a question. Do you really think, given how much longer I've been on planet Earth than you have, do you think you've eaten more rotisserie chickens than me?
Yeah, because you're like a vegan sometimes.
When am I a vegan? You're just making stuff up.
Dude, you definitely went like vegan one time in the 90s.
What are you talking?
90s when he was 10?
I was a 10
Before
year old vegan.
veganism
I
admitted
don't know.
it like existed. So you, Billy, just so we're clear, you can't do it, right?
It's insane that he did 40 days in a row.
So you cannot.
I did a couple times.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
You don't.
you-
No, you haven't.
Just
Yo,
answer
so
the
my-
question.
my
Can you
who's
eat
back-
40 rotisserie chickens in a row?
It's
days.
Can I? Yes. Do I
Nah,
want to? No.
But you haven't, so you can't.
Exactly. Who's back of the week?
Wait, Max, scale of 1 to 10, where's this in like heartbreak?
Good question.
Below the Kawhi shot, Game 7 Kawhi shot.
Okay.
Above the Ben Simmons missed or pass where he could have the Game 7 against the Hawks.
Those
where-
aren't that.
What about the confetti game?
That's more you because you're sick and disgusting.
What about?
I'm just trying to gauge.
What about McNabb?
You just keep trying to bring it back to Boston. This
how
has
old
nothing
were
to
you?
do with
What about-
Boston.
what
No,
about-
I mean, I think that was a playoff loss, was it not? We're talking about Philadelphia playoff losses.
How old are you,
when they
Max?
let off confetti
I'm
before the game
27,
was over, and
which
then lost the
people
game.
online are very shocked to hear.
Oh, no,
do you
that's always
remember?
the worst.
Do you remember the McNabb game against? I guess it was against Hank's Patriots,
But how old were you? You were like
I was
7,
8
6?
years old for
Okay.
that.
where he threw up.
So that doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, I remember
I don't think you were 8.
Wait, Max.
2004.
12.
Max, do you think
It was 2004.
Yeah.
And I was born in 95, later in 95, so yes.
Okay.
do you think
I
you're-
can't do these. Whenever the Super Bowl with the years and everything, it always fucks me up.
Max?
I think he's right.
Do they think you're older or younger?
Way older. Billy, what was that question? You
Way
thought people
older.
were like, oh, dude, this guy who's a fucking bear of a man is 14?
I think every single video that is posted of me, I think half of the comments are, I cannot believe that is that voice. That man looks like he's 45 years old.
When was the
Okay.
last time you got carded for beer?
I was buying beer in high school. 15. I was the designated beer guy for sure.
Yes. All right, Billy, who's back? Let's wrap it
My
up.
who's back of the week is Dimitri Bivol.
Yes.
He had a fight against Zurdo Ramirez. It was 12 rounds, and he pieced him up.
You know, that's a guy that eats a lot of rotisserie chicken as well.
Yeah, he could
Yeah.
eat 40 in a row.
Yeah, 100%. So he beat the shit out of him. Bivol's a close friend of mine. Beat Canelo and basically did to this much larger Mexican guy what Canelo wanted to do to Bivol, which was outbox a larger opponent and look sick doing it. And Bivol did exactly that to Zurdo Ramirez.
Nice.
So is he? How
Who's
far
next?
away from talking about
Hopefully
the
he fights
greatness of
Canelo.
Bivol are we?
But I think Bivol might end up being one of the best pound-for-pound fighters
Of all time?
in the world, maybe even of all time.
Okay, let's
He's
get let's just throw the word of all time out there.
Yeah.
because like that,
Conversation started.
you can do that with boxers if you have like if you defend your title like twice in a row, you can start having that discussion.
He probably needs to fight Beterbiev, and that's the big fight. But honestly, for his legacy, which he deserves, I think he needs to fight Canelo again at 168, get some belts from it, see where that goes. But the thing is, like, Bivol's just such a nice guy, not such a flamboyant character. I don't think he's ever going to get the media attention he deserves for how good of a boxer he is and, like, acclaim. So I'm just here to pump up my boy Bivol.
Like it. I like it.
'Cause he deserves it.
You're being a good friend.
Yeah.
By the way, I gave the pick 12 rounds by decision, win by points.
Got it.
Gave it to you during Fantasy Fuckboys. If you didn't take it, I said it was free money, and it was free money. So
Thank
it's
you,
out there.
Billy. Jake.
Billy was right.
My who's back is college basketball.
Well, not about
Yeah.
Sam Ellinger.
I was going to do college basketball just to watch you sweat a little bit, Jake.
No, it's fine. I
But
have
I
a
knew
backup.
I knew it was coming.
yeah. So it's opening day today.
Yep.
We've got hundreds of games this week, including the Barstool Sports Invitational Friday in
Friday,
Philadelphia.
yep. Buy tickets.
Yeah, the first game in the whole country to tip off the whole season will be recurring guests Scott Drew and Baylor against Mississippi Valley State at noon.
Whoa.
We got day games.
All right. Got to
So,
bet it.
A lot of people were asking if I'm doing bracketology again. I'm retired.
Oh,
Why?
I don't know. It was a lot of work and it didn't get that many clicks. So it was just
I think you just got to throw one out then. Just
All right,
throw one out at the
Wisconsin-
beginning of the year.
Wisconsin last 4 in.
Nice.
Fool me
Good
once,
job.
shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. It wasn't.
But
happening
really,
again.
last 4 in?
that was
Why
a
not?
very funny way of saying I'm sorry.
Wait, no. Do
What?
one bracket to start.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll look into it.
Is Wisconsin in?
Yeah, I just said last 4 in.
But when you actually do your bracket?
Yeah, I mean like unless they lose by the time I put it out.
Interesting.
Yeah, so get your tickets, barstool.link/invitational. Also a bonus, who's back? Billy's wallet.
No fucking way. Stop.
Billy
Stop.
came in,
Stop.
called me. He's like, I'm locked out. Called me like 6 hours later. He went downstairs. He said he's locked out so I can let him in the office. I walk in the studio. It was just sitting right in his seat.
No fucking way. Stop. Stop. You found my wallet? No, what
Yes.
the fuck? No.
What are you looking at the inside?
I
of?
saw-
Oh, nice. I still have no cash.
Like, is that?
I still have my lucky $2 bill. I've been looking for this
God.
since Thursday.
It was in plain sight right where you sit.
No, it's impossible. Someone must have just put it there because
Yeah,
I
Billy,
somebody
it
broke into the
definitely
office
was
and put
impossible.
No, no.
Billy's wallet back where it
Someone's
belongs.
fucking with you.
no.
This is
because
a great peek into Billy's mind. It's like
no,
someone's always fucking
dude,
with
on Thursday I got into the office. Then I realized that it must be in the building because there's no way I would have gotten into the office without my wallet. I was looking for it Thursday night. I tore apart the rundown chair with a knife, like to get inside of it.
Oh,
to
that
try to
sounds
find it.
reasonable.
Yeah, that was reasonable.
Like a normal reaction.
And I looked all over this couch.
You smoked
Someone-
you smoked a bunch of weed and broke your nail in the other studio.
No. My fake nails. No, but like I've been looking, like I actually broke tons of shit on my desk trying to find my wallet. Thank you guys so much for whoever
I
found it.
walked in. I was like, oh, there's just a wallet here.
Someone's fucking with you, Billy. We gotta
No,
find
no one's.
out.
Someone definitely found it and put it there to like make sure it got back to me. Thank you for whoever did it. I'm indebted. This is just made
Or
my
it
life
could
so
have
much
been
easier.
on
Do you
the
think
couch
someone
you
found
sit
it
on.
and instead of being like, "Hey Billy, I found your wallet," they said,
Yeah.
"Let me just go put it on the studio and not
Yeah.
your desk"?
It also
No,
is like the
because-
couch you sit on the most
Right. So
throughout
no,
the week.
No, but what? It was right here on the couch.
Yeah.
Literally right here.
Can you do a reenactment of it,
No,
Jake?
but-
Place,
well, the
place
thing
the
is- no,
wallet
but on
where
the
you found
third-
it. Wait, Billy. Let
get
Jake
up,
show you
get
where he
up,
found
get
it. Dramatic reenactment.
This is no. The thing is, I literally flipped over this couch on Thursday
Yeah.
looking for this.
Okay.
Like I flipped over the couch, so it couldn't have been on top of the
Maybe in all your
cushion.
flipping over the couch, it threw the wallet right back where it should be in the first place.
But someone must have just put it. Thank you for whoever found it. I literally flipped the couch over,
Okay.
so it was impossible if it was there on Thursday.
Okay. Well, good job.
Thank you
found your
so
wallet.
much,
Who's
Jake.
back of
That's
the week?
actually huge. I'm actually.
Oh, there's a hug. That's so sweet.
Nice. Beautiful.
Oh my
Our
god.
boys are getting along so well.
All right. Numbers.
17.
Jake, thank you.
No, you don't. No.
69.
You have
Thank
to
you.
let everyone go.
Dude, thank you so
You
much.
don't get
Jake.
the number. I'm taking 17. You did a false start. We made the rule for Billy. It has to be applied
Just
to
no
you
one.
too.
Just no one picked 17 because today's 11-6. So
Yeah, so
it's-
I'm gonna
adds up
take
to
17.
No, you can't take 17.
I just did.
That's too mean. Just let him have 17. Do you want 69, Hank?
Nah.
69.
No, I already said 69. I already said 69.
No, you just offered it to Hank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if-
Implying that 69.
Yeah, that was up for
No, no, I
grabs.
said
No,
69.
Jake
Yeah,
has
yeah.
69.
Jake has
No,
69.
Yeah.
Jake, can I have 69 back?
No.
18.
Give me your wallet.
18.
18. All right.
I'm going to take 91.
20.
Hank, have you ever gotten this?
Nope. I'm gonna go with
Do
84.
you want? Wait, do you want my number? Do you want 17?
No. I mean, I do, but
Do you
false
want it?
start. 84. I got 84.
Do you want it? I'll give it to you.
I got 84.
You know what? You take 17. I'll take 84.
No.
No. I want you to have 17. Come on, I'll give you 17. You have 17. I'll have 84.
No. I committed to
No
84.
deal?
No deal.
It's gonna suck if it's. Wow, Hank, I'd feel really
Wait,
bad.
so what's the official lock?
I am officially
You got
offering 17 to Hank.
No,
I'm
but no,
letting
I'm
him
not
know.
doing this.
Hank-
I'm not
Hank
doing this.
said 84.
You're
Do you want 17?
I wanted it when I said
So
it.
then take it.
No,
I'm giving it to
I
you.
couldn't.
I'm giving it to you.
So I get 17 and 84.
No, you get 17. If you want
No,
17, you get 17.
No, I want it. I'm 84. I'm committed.
Oh my god. If it's 17, this podcast is over.
Oh,
44.
Juice shake.
That would have been an all-time moment if I had gotten 17 there. Damn, Hank.
love you guys.
Turtles have been known to refinance their homes, but it's debated whether it's life insurance or home insurance.